Yes, people, and we're live. Arsenal Revolution TV. Let's go. Today we got all the man them here. We're gonna be doing sell, buy, and loan. Yeah. And we got today, Matty. How you feeling today? After hearing Sesko.
I was gonna say you talked to me about a couple of hours ago. I would have been fine, but I just saw the news and I can't say I'm surprised. To be honest with you, can't say I'm surprised. Just the same old, same routine with this team.
I hear that. I hear that. Aaron, how you feeling today, man?
Not good. I ain't good. I just had a little rant offline and it's still relevant now. I'm not good. I'm not good after hearing that, we've signed Zubimendi and Sesko, Arteta's boys. I'm not good because it makes me feel like, what the fuck is Berta doing then? If he's just going to come in and let Arteta have this whole entire summer window, which is one of the most pivotal summer windows in Arsenal's history, and Berta's just going, man, here you go, just have your players, Mikel Arteta. We don't know that for sure. Of course we don't. We don't know that just yet. But when we're getting two of Mikel Arteta's signings that we've been linked to heavily over the last 12 months, when you put one and one together and you get two, like I'm getting, it's worrying. I'm not happy. I'm not happy. I'm buzzing. I'm looking forward to your show. You know what you've got. I know it's not Berta or Sesko linked or Arteta linked. Just keep sell loan. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm sorry, man. I've got a horrendous bitter taste in my mouth, and that's because of Arsenal Football Club yet again.
They caught us by surprise. But it is what it is. North side, how you feeling? You better out. EJB, we have to mute your mic just because the wind is, yeah. Sorry. But Noof.
Yo,
man.
Yeah, man.
What, you better out now?
For me, yeah, bro. For me, I just feel like once again we're allowing Arteta to think that he's gonna outsmart the market, and we're not outsmarting the market. Like we tried to. Arteta thought he could outsmart the market by getting Havertz instead of going out there and getting an Ivan Toney or getting a Dovbyk or getting a Santiago Jimenez or getting going for Isak. You know what I mean? And every time we try to outsmart the market, we look like idiots. You know what I mean? Not getting a proper left back and getting Zinchenko that can do the inverted role, or going and saving money and getting Sterling and just paying half of his wages instead of getting a right winger that can actually compete with Saka. A lot of the times we do this trying to outsmart the market stuff. A lot of the times it backfires. It's been a while since we've outsmart the market or thought, oh, okay, I didn't really want that signing, and you know what? It's turned out to be an excellent signing. You can say Timber, you can say Ben White, you know what I mean? But even then, like Ben White, we paid 50 million for. It's not like we got him for dirt cheap. So I'm just not really with it, bro. Like, once again, we're getting Sesko that we're going to need to unlock or look at other attributes away from what a striker's supposed to do, which is putting the ball in the back of the net, which is the nonsense that this fan base were trying to argue when it came to Havertz, and we've seen how that's ended. We need a clinical goal scorer. We don't lack personnel in the striker area. We lack a goal scorer, and for me, I just don't see Sesko coming in and being that goal scorer that we needed. This is why we got rid of Nketiah, because he wasn't clinical enough. So I just don't see the logic behind it. You know what I mean? And I just don't feel like. Once again, I got to echo what Aaron said. What is the point in getting Berta? We should have just continued with Arteta only. There's no point. Don't sell us a dream in this facade that Berta's going to take over and get us the players that we need. If Berta comes in and we're still getting players that are development players or process players or project youth players, I'm not really interested. I mean, we're all here to be proven wrong. If the player ends up scoring 20 plus goals, I think all of us will hold our hands up and say, do you know what? We got that one wrong. Cool. But our skepticism comes from the fact that most of the time we're right. Most of the time we talk about players that come into this club and don't really push the club forward. We end up being right. So I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised because we were looking at Sesko, and as soon as we didn't get Sesko, we didn't get any striker. So I think that was the warning sign that we were holding out to go back in for Sesko after he signed his contract. I don't understand why we allowed him to sign a new contract if we're going for him, because we could have got him for what, 40, 50 million? Now we're going to pay close to 100 million. Is this one of this, that bullshit narrative of keeping good relations? You know what I mean? But we tried to keep good relations with Marquinhos, and what's that served us for? What
Northside.
got out of that?
Northside, just quickly to interject ever so slightly, he left us for free. Did the club that he left for give us any charity money?
There you go.
No, they didn't.
Nah.
They didn't, bro. And
Why didn't we get 3.5
listen,
million from the signing, from letting him go for free? Oh yeah, because no one does that. We do that.
facts. No, I'm really. If anybody watched what TT said about this manager, it's exactly the same what we think. What we've been talking about, all of us. TT was speaking the same language that we speak. Yeah, it's about trophies, about time, and you can see. As soon as I saw that we don't have enough funds to get Rodrigo, I knew that it was going downhill. That's it. If you can't pay 100 million for a player like Rodrigo, and you can pay 100 million for a player like Rice, no offense, Rice is all right, but we're talking about Rodrigo here, yeah? Winner, serial winner, baller, you don't find a lot of these players. But today we're not here to talk about that. That's for another day, though. Unfortunately, it caught us by surprise, but we're going to be doing loan, sell, keep. Do you know what I'm saying? And there's nowhere to start apart from, and big up to everyone that's locked in, man. Big up to everyone. Luca, big up Yerson, big up Coley, big up Ben, big up Zir, all the man, them, AFC, you already know, my guy. Yeah, there's no one to start, yeah, apart from Raya, yeah. Raya, I like Raya. I'll be real. I do like Raya. He's a good goalkeeper. Apart from him trying to play the sweeper role, trying to do the what's his name, the New Year role, you can't do that. That's not you. But apart from that, I'm okay with Raya. I would keep Raya. What would you say about Raya, Matt? What would you say about Raya?
I would probably hold on to him because realistically, we're not going really not in for any major goalkeeper, and I mean he's outside of coming down the stretch this year. If his form down the stretch this year that we've seen all this going way up and being out of order, then I'm gonna have some issues. But if we don't see, if he comes back kind of like how he was the first half of the season and was steady, I'm all for it. But it just, and I'll just put it like this: his behavior is worth noting right now. So I'd hold on to him.
Yeah, I hear that. I mean, the first part of the season, I loved Raya, but after that, it was a bit shaky. But yeah, Aaron, what's your thoughts, man? What would you do with Raya?
Yeah, man.
And
I mean, go on, sorry.
tell the people who would you get? Who would you get? Even when we're keeping Raya. I'm guessing you're going to keep Raya. But who would you get as a second goalkeeper? Somebody to compete with him.
Kasper Schmeichel. That's what I'll be getting. Someone like that. Someone cheap, someone older, experienced. Everyone will say, oh, yeah, maybe he wouldn't be able to, do the things that David Raya does. Don't worry about it. If you've seen the outfield players and the fact that he can't even rotate them and he runs them into the ground, don't worry. The goalkeeping position's safe. Don't worry about it. And we've also learned from the experiment of Aaron Ramsdale that 2 number ones doesn't work. It's a car crash. Guess what happens? You end up selling your other player for half the value. That's what we end up doing. Go get us a cheap, cheerful backup that's sturdy between the sticks, is confident, half decent, can give you 1 or 2 years. That's what I want. I don't want to see us, but some people might be different. If we're going to go out and get an Oblak, boom, replace David Raya, get rid of him, job done. But if we're just going to go get this Garcia and spend 26 million quid, what money's left? Because that's what I'm saying. You're signing all these players and you're spending 25 million quid. How much money have we got to spend? I don't want to see us spend 26 million on the goalkeeper unless he's a world-class goalkeeper and you're not going to be spending 26 million on him. So do you know what I mean? Go get me a backup. Go get me a sound and steady backup that knows the Premier League like Kasper does, 1 or 2 years, and then you evaluate and go from there. That's what I'd be doing.
No, I hear that. That's why I asked you that, because Kasper Schmeichel was a shout, to be honest. But North, I don't know your thoughts on Raya, but if you are going to keep him, who would you get? Who would you get to compete with Raya?
To be honest, at the moment, I don't really know who I'd get. I don't really know who I would put the money down to go and get. Like I said, I like Martinez at Aston Villa, but would they sell him to us?
No.
But then again, would he want to return for a club that didn't believe in him? But I think he's a good goalkeeper. Trubin at Benfica is a good goalkeeper. Yeah, man. I don't know. That's down to the club. Like they got to look and see who's out there. I don't really know. There's a couple of. I mean, Chesney would have been good, but once again, these are ex-Arsenal goalkeepers that are better than what we have. Would they come back? Why would they come back after the way we treated them? But it's crazy when you start thinking about it. But I don't know. All I know is I'm not angry with keeping Raya. Obviously, we need another goalkeeper. I just would like to go and get a goalkeeper that's better. Just go get what's better than what we've got. Like I don't want us bringing any players that comfortably sit on the bench. You know what I'm saying? If Ray is our number one going into next season, I'm not angry at it. I think he's actually a good shot stopper. If the manager stops telling him to play out from the back and doing stupidness at times, then I think he can elevate and go up. I think Ray he's a good goalkeeper, to be fair. So yeah, man, I'd keep Ray. I wouldn't get rid of him. Whether he's number one or number two.
He saved us quite a lot, innit? Like North side, don't you think he saved us a lot this season? He saved us quite a lot of times.
I think he's had some really, really good games. I wouldn't mind keeping him as number one or number two. You know what I mean? I feel like we've got so much other things to address that this is not my full focus right now in terms of the goalkeeper. You know what I mean? So I wouldn't be angry at him staying as number one. I wouldn't be angry at him dropping to number two if we get in something better. But don't go get us another Carl Hein. Don't go get us another, Turner, Matt Turner and stuff like that. Just go get a goalkeeper that if we have to rely on him, we can actually rely on him, because we would have been in big trouble this season if we had to rely on Neto. Let's just all be real about it.
Yeah. So, no, that's sort of why I went down the avenue of Kasper Schmeichel, because what you said there was we've got so much bigger positions to fill. We can't be spending too much time and resources and finances in the bloody goalkeepers department. Do you know what I mean? We've got far bigger things to do. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I agree with you.
I agree 100%. We're going to move on straight away to a defender called Kivio. Had like 3-4 games that were steady. Apart from that major mistakes in the defensive area. I don't like Kivio, to be honest. Even on good games, I don't like him. I don't feel safe with a player like Kivio. I'll be real. I'm selling straight away. I don't care. And who would I get? I would get Merino from Nottingham Forest. That's who I would get. Matty, what's your thoughts, man?
Cash in while you can, while the value is high. Let him go. You can at least make a portion of what you spent on him back. And that's a good shot, because I didn't even think about him, who you just mentioned.
Not the Forest centre back.
Yeah, that would actually be right on time, just in case we actually end up losing one of the other two down the line. That would actually be right on time. But you need to cash in on him while you can, because you're not going to have this opportunity the way he's had somewhat of a decent run like this. And his his value's a little high. I'd go ahead and move him out the door. He should be one of the first people leaving this summer, to be honest with you.
Hell yeah. Aaron, I don't know your thoughts on Kivio, to be honest. We haven't really talked about him. But what's your thoughts, man? What would you do with Kivio?
Another Mikel Arteta signing, where instead of spending 6 million and getting him, which probably he would have been worth, and then you'd have gone, yeah, do you know what? Low risk, high reward. He spends 22 million on him, and guess what? We probably won't get 22 million for him. I'm actually with Matty in terms of Arteta, Kivio's career at Arsenal. His stocks probably will never be higher, and I know that sounds mad, but he's on a positive at least towards the end of the season. All that will happen is between now and the next window, i.e. the winter window and the next summer window, we know that his stocks will fall. Whatever they're at now, they will fall. I'm with Matty. While his stocks are at least at a positive or a high, bin him, get rid of him, and start again. That's what I'd do. I'm with Matty, 100%.
Hell yeah. North, we talked about Kivio many times on your streams, bro. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Kivio, bro? What would you do with Kivio? North. Hello. I don't think he's responding. North.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
We can.
Hello?
It's your turn. Yeah, we can hear you.
What, with Kivio?
Oh, yeah.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah, I can hear you.
bro.
I can hear you. The question is Kivio. Keep, sell, or loan.
No, get rid of him. Get rid of him. I would take Mark Guehi from Crystal Palace. The defenders I'll take. So for me, now get rid of Kivio, man. Get rid of him. Sell him. Go get better. Can't rely on him.
Facts. 100%. Facts, bro. Facts. We're gonna move on. We're gonna be talking about another defender by the name of Ben White. A defender that's, in my opinion, after the injury, he was a bit shaky, to be honest. Very shaky, to be honest. I would keep him for another season because I've seen Ben White do well. I'll be honest. He's quite surprising. Like I never thought that Ben White would do this well in this team. Especially, of course, because we moved him to right back. We bought him for centre back. That didn't work. But yeah, I would keep. What's your thoughts, Matt, on Ben White?
I think that Arteta rushed him back from his injury. I think he threw him right back into the fire coming off of a lengthy layover. And so he struggled to catch up to speed. I think that if we go in the next season and he's performing the same way, you can go ahead and move him. I'd almost entertain it both ways. If we got an offer for him next year, that's a substantial amount. I'd sell him.
How much?
We paid 50 for him?
Yeah. Fucking hell, man. 50.
Yeah, I'm thinking 50. So realistically, we ain't getting 50 for him. So you got to start thinking like 20-ish, 21-ish, 20, 20, 25, 27, 29, possibly 32 if he has an extremely good year. But we're not gonna make 50 million back on him. So I mean, you can just throw that out your head, So but I would move him on and try to see if we can get better because we're gonna have to start planning. Let's just keep it a buck. I'll just be real with everybody. I'm not expecting us to do anything next year. And so ultimately what's going to happen is we're probably going to end up losing Saliba. That's this word today that Magalh&atilde might resign. But one of them is leaving within the next 2 years. And it's probably going to be Saliba. So for me, we need to be stacking coins to be able to get the best available class defender. And if that means moving players like him out of the way, because Timber's over there anyway, and you can go find an understudy for Timber. I'd seriously look at possibly moving him on next year.
I hear that. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Ben White?
I'm going to be consistent in the way I'm looking at things. I do agree with what Matty's saying, by the way. I'm going to be consistent with how I'm looking at things in the terms of I wouldn't give us another thing to worry about in this summer transfer window, so I'd keep him purely because there's just so much crap to do. There's just so much stuff that Arsenal need doing. We need at least 10 players in various different positions. I just wouldn't add right back to another. But I do agree with Matty, by the way. Yeah, if I trusted Arsenal to get business done, I'd move him on and see what else is out there. Absolutely. But I don't trust what Arsenal can do. I just think it'd just be another position for us to just be scrambling around thinking now we need a right back. So, yeah, this is the depressing thing that I have to take. Whilst I do agree with Matty, I would keep him in terms of what's realistic for Arsenal purely because that just adds to the already mounting list of nonsense that we found ourselves in after 5 years and 750 million rather spent. Yeah, I'd keep him just to at least not have to have another position to look out for.
No, I hear that 100%. I agree. North, what's your thoughts on Ben White, bro? What would you do in this case?
For me, I'm not yet ready to say that he's injury prone. And if he's not injury prone, as I suspect, I would be happy to keep him on. I think he's held down that right back position for a couple of years now. I think he's been, when he's up and running and in form and away from injuries, he's one of our most consistent defenders outside of Gabriel and Saliba. I think more times I don't really complain about Ben White most of the time. I think he's a solid 7, 8 out of 10 every week most of the time. I know Timber's looked a lot better, but you need quality, you need rotation, you need players that if anything was to happen to Timber, God forbid, you got Ben White that can step in and do a job comfortably. So I'm happy with having the two right backs as Timber and Ben White. I don't really feel like that needs to be disrupted. I think that's fine. I think that's actually one of our few positions that we actually got strength in and genuine quality.
100%, I agree with you, my boy. But do you know why? Yeah, it's the difference between Timber and White. And I'll be honest. The next question is going to be Timber, by the way. The difference between Timber and White is not that huge. So if you put Ben White there or Timber, we're not going to look completely out of, you know what I'm saying? Just like we can see when you drop someone like Gabriel for Kivior, you can feel that huge difference. You know what I'm saying? And I 100% agree with you. I like Timber a lot. I'll be real, but he's an injury-prone player. Let's be real. Something needs to be done with that player because it's not the first time he's been injured. I think it's 2 times. It's been happening 2 or 3 times already. I like Timber a lot, but questions need to be asked.
Rashid, what's the one constant with Timber's injuries since he's been here?
Is it his thingy? Oh my days, I lost the word.
I know Aaron's thinking. He's smiling because I think he know where I'm going to go with this.
Aaron, help me, please.
It's the manager.
The manager.
It's the manager. Both times he's been pushed back onto the pitch, and what happened? It's the injury.
Yeah. I watched it, Matty, with my own peepers at Nottingham Forest at the Emirates Stadium. I sat there and watched him struggle, comfy in my seat, and then I thought, yeah, he don't really look right. Hopefully he don't come back out in the second half because he don't look good. Timber comes out in the second half. Timber goes off with an ACL injury. Guess what Mikel Arteta's comments were at the end of this season? For the fact that he's just came back from an ACL and performed like that is unbelievable or it's remarkable. Why have you made him play all of these games and get another injury, you pig? You pig. That is madness. And yet you're praising him how well he's done. You're the reason why he's got another injury because that was a ticking time bomb of an injury. If I have ever seen one, that Timber getting an injury in the long term was just bound to happen. Anyone in the chat surprised? I know the panel won't be. Anyone in the chat? Nah. You've got Geezer coming back from an ACL and you're playing him in every single minute of every single game. How dare you, man? That's horrendous. How dare you?
The thing is about Timber, like it happened like even the start of last season as well, the season before. It happened as well. So he's kind of injury prone. And this manager doesn't care. Obviously, we know that. We've seen Partey, we've seen a lot of examples, but then they blame the injuries. Do you know what I'm saying? That's what pisses me off. So he's the reason for the injuries, and then he blames injuries. But I'm guessing everybody here, I don't know, Matty, would you keep Timber? What's your thoughts on Timber? What would you do with Timber?
Yeah, I'm not moving Timber. I would hold on to him unless he gets really severe. Then I'll have some issues. But nah, yeah, I'm pretty self-assured when he's in that position. When he's over there, I don't even too much worry about the position itself. So nah, he stays.
Hell yeah. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Timber? Keep, sell, loan?
Yeah, I mean, let me take this from another point. While this manager's here, Timber, put in a transfer request. Otherwise, your career will be finished. From an Arsenal point of view, you know what I mean? For me, I want him because he's been fantastic since he signed here. Timber, if you want to be able to play at least until your late 20s or 30s, probably best if you stay away from Mikel Arteta in your career. He will ruin you. Career ender, Arteta. He will ruin you. Of course, I'd keep Timber, but His treatment of him has just been diabolical, inhumane. And that's what Mikel Arteta is to his players. He's inhumane. Doesn't care about them. No welfare whatsoever. Terrible.
Facts. North, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on Timber? 2 ACLs? Is it a problem?
It's hard, isn't it? It's hard to tell. Like, we're not part of the medical staff, innit? You'd say he missed the season when he signed, then he's got another injury again. Is it that it's going to be reoccurring, or is it just the way he's been managed? And going forward, if we manage him better, then he's going to be injury free. It's hard to say. You know what I mean? It's hard to say. When all I know is, I don't know if this happens again, if we see another injury like this again in short time, then I'm gonna have to say, I think this is Tomiyasu part 2. Unfortunately, hopefully it's not, but I don't know if it's now reoccurring or it's not. I'm gonna hope and say that it's not, because I don't want any player to get injured, whether I rate you or not. I don't want any player being injured, but because he's such a good player, I'm gonna say keep him, with the hopes that he's not going to get reoccurring injuries and that he's not going to be out on a consistent basis. And hopefully, you know what I mean, this is the last of it. So yeah, man, I don't really know, bro. I don't really know what
we need to monitor his situation. That's what you mean, isn't it? Like, we need to monitor the situation.
Yeah, to be fair, I don't know the situation with injuries when it comes to any of these players, because they come back when this manager says they're fit, then they get re-injured, then they're fine, then they get re-injured. I don't know. We none of us really know how fit most of these players are. We don't know which ones are injury prone, because we just don't ever get any honesty from this manager when it comes to players being injured and how much recovery time they really need and the severity of the injuries. So I just hope that Timber's fine, because I think he's a great player, man, and I'd like to see him have a long career at Arsenal. So I'd say keep.
100%. Now we're gonna move on to one of my favorite players ever. Like I've waited so long for a defender like Saliba, and I don't want to see him go. This is what pisses me off when I read that article. I don't know if it's true, but I felt like it's true. I'll be real. We don't have the funds to buy certain players, and Saliba, in my opinion, with all his, obviously he does have mistakes in him. I'll be real. I think Saliba's one of the best in the world. Do you know what I'm saying? In my opinion, he's the best in the world. I know that he hasn't won yet. You can't be saying that. He even said that by himself. But I really don't want to. I really don't want Saliba to go. Do you know what I'm saying? 100 million or not, my bro. The Salibas don't come that often. I'll be real with you. They do not come that often. How long have we waited for a defender like Saliba? How long? Since Campbell. And Campbell wasn't like the defender as like Saliba, because Saliba's tactical in it. He's a great player as well. It's not just defending. But I don't know, Matty, what's your thoughts on Saliba, man? What would you do if that 100 million comes? What are you gonna do?
I have to pray about it, because if he's not, yeah, I'm serious. Because if he's not gonna re-up the contract, then you cannot, contrary to what Egal thinks, you cannot let him walk for free. You cannot let him walk for free. So there has to be some thought into this, where if he gets to a crossroads point where he doesn't want to resign, and we're getting closer in his contract, then yeah, we're gonna have to seriously start thinking about it. But right now on the surface, absolutely not. I'd hate to see him go, because he's a good defender. You know, like I say, all defenders have their quirks, and he's got a couple of quirks. But I mean, for his longevity and what he's done over the last 2 or 3 years here, I mean, it's exactly what we need, you know. So I would hold on to him. But I'm here to tell you, man, if that offer came in next summer and he still hadn't re-upped, yeah, I'd have to go on a camping trip and go sit out by the lake and make some decisions.
Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Yeah. With that twig and the mushroom as well, like cooking it. Like I love.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. 100%. I agree with you. Of course, at some point you gotta evaluate the situation. Are we gonna sell? Are we not? Because let's be real. Oh yeah, he has a contract until 2029, but I don't know. I'd say cashing on Saliba. I don't know about that one, Dazza. I'll be real. But Aaron, what's your thoughts on Saliba? Let's say 100 million comes. What would you do?
Nah, I wouldn't sell him for 100 million. Purely because there's so many little ways I will have to answer this. Is because I want a proper manager to come in that ain't Mikel Arteta and manage him. You know, I want to keep him. I don't want us to spend 100 million on Sesko and then sell Saliba for 100 million, because that's one step forward, 17 steps backwards. Do you know what I mean? It's yeah. I don't want us to try and fix one department and severely ruin another. We've got to try and keep this geezer. If not for this manager, please, for a winning manager, 100%.
No, facts, bro. North, what's your thoughts, man? You've been a bit harsh on Saliba, I'll be real. I don't like the fact that you're a bit harsh on Saliba, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm not gonna say. I was gonna say soft spot. People gonna say pause, whatever. But yeah, man. What's your thoughts, man? Saliba 100 mil. You're gonna buy Sesko for that 100 mil. What's your thoughts, man? Would you sell?
I'm gonna be honest.
Let me make it harder, North. Let me make it harder first. Pause. 100 mil, and we buy Gyökeres. There you go. Yeah. Go on. 100 mil, but we buy Gyökeres. We're not buying Sesko in this theoretical situation.
Now, the thing is, yeah, even away from that, because we already got the money, we already know the accounts for Arsenal. So we got the money regardless. You know what I mean? So we can afford it regardless. But for me, it's like the end of the season, the last couple of games, it looked like Saliba's levels dropped. Now, I don't know if that's fatigue or his head has been turned and he's like, yo, this is a sinking ship. I want to go. You know what I mean? I read it as I want to go. And if that's the case, there's no point keeping him here, because this is the level of performance we're getting out of him towards the end of the season when he don't want to be here. You know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that I don't want him. I don't want Saliba here at Arsenal. I can understand why he could be frustrated or just not really giving it his all. It's like being at a job and you don't feel valued. You don't feel like the company's taking care of you. You don't feel like, they're paying you what you deserve. Eventually you start giving less and less and less and less and less and just start looking at the exit. You know what I mean? Until you give your notice in and then you're just on holiday mode and you just don't really care. The whole place could be flooding. Yeah, I mean, it could be all the flipping RCD trips. It doesn't matter. The fuse board could be effed up. You don't care anymore. Do you know what I mean? You're signed out. So how valuable is it to us keeping a player that isn't happy? And I don't think he's happy, bro. I don't think he's happy. I don't think he wants to be here. And that's how I've read his last couple of performances before the season ended. I don't think his head's at Arsenal anymore. Like, bro, I think he's already talking to his agent thinking, yeah, I'm off to Madrid. And if that's the case, once again, we're going to have to hold that L, and it's down to our lack of ambition. It's down to this whole process bullcrap. So if his head's with Madrid, which I expect it is, cash in and try and replace him in the market and do whatever. I'll be sad to see Saliba go. But if he doesn't want to be here, there's no point holding a player hostage. It's not going to push us forward. So, yeah, man, that's how I feel about it.
Bro, it is what it is. Unfortunately, look, you work for the club, you know what I'm saying? I love Arsenal above all, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, Saliba's one of the best I've seen. One of the best defenders I've seen at Arsenal. But obviously, I didn't see as many defenders as other people, obviously, that are older than me. But he's the best. He's the best I've seen. Trust me, we've been through Koncheli. What's his name again, bro? Mertesacker. Them, man. Come on, bro. What are we doing here?
Bro, do you see him signing a new contract? That's the thing. Do you see him signing a new contract? Because his contract's up. If he's not signing a new contract, then you have to put the club first and say, cash in on him now. That's the situation that we've got ourselves into. And it's the same with Saka. And I think it's the same with Gabriel as well. These men are down to the last 2 years of their contract. So if they're not going to re-sign, you have to sell.
Yeah, facts. Speaking of Gabriel, copy and paste. What if those Saudis come in? You know what I'm saying? Talking Arabic, putting that 100 mil on the table. They're like, listen, you're going to give us that player 100 mil. Are you taking Gabriel? Are you selling Gabriel? Look, I'll be honest. If it was Gabriel or Saliba, obviously I'd sell Gabriel, even if it's not just the age. And I like Gabriel. Don't get me wrong. Gabriel gives you like even options going forward. I think Gabriel got us at least like 13 points or 16 points. Crazy numbers. What he did for Arsenal this season. It's absolutely crazy. And he saved Arteta time and time again because his plan was not working, apart from the set pieces. But
if you keep him in 2 years, do you think Arteta wins the league? If the answer's no, then why are you keeping him? Because then he's going to walk for free.
I guess you got a point there. It's a tough one, to be honest, when it comes to Gabriel and Saliba. Do you know what I'm saying? Why are we keeping them? Because let's be real, Gabriel, Saliba, Timber, and Raya kind of are the most like steady players that we have. Every week we have like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10 performances. Rarely do you see them because we are very solid at the back compared to what I used to see. Because Arteta used to, Arsene Wenger, midfielders and attackers, he was brilliant. When it came to defenders, horrendous, bro. All the defenders that he bought are shit. All of them. Or average, let's say. Matty, what would you say in Gabriel's situation? If you get 100 mil.
If he ain't re-upping, then we need to be rethinking. Because we are not prepared to let either one of those two walk out of this club for free. But I have to think that he'll probably re-up before Saliba will. I think he's going to be the one that'll re-sign a deal. Maybe 2 or 3 year bumper deal, add an extra year on or whatever. But I don't think he's going anywhere. So I will probably have to say I'd probably hold on to him because I think he's going to end up staying. I think Saliba's going to be the one that long term that's going to be out of here.
I hear that. I feel like Gabriel is happy in London and he just got married as well. Congrats to him, bro. Gabriel's been solid this season, bro. Week in, week out. And he saved Arteta so many times. Aaron, what's your thoughts, man, on Gabriel?
Yeah. I think this one's one of them. I think we'll get a full house on this. Gabriel's been probably in the last 18 months easily, I'd say, the better defender of the two. Is there more value in Saliba? Yeah, maybe is his ceiling higher, but he's doing the business right now. Keep all day long for me. 150%. He's a great defender. And you can see Saliba's gone. Now, maybe there's a few other external things why Saliba's form hasn't been that great, but he definitely ain't the same player that Gabriel is. And maybe you could make the argument and say it's the same way the other way around, but yeah, I'll be keeping both of them, man. That's a very good partnership.
100%. North, bro, like, this is the way I see it, bro. I don't know how you see it. When you're building a team, like TT said, this building is too tall. Let's be honest. This building is too tall, bro. We've been waiting for time. You get me? Like what is this? Burj Khalifa? What are we doing here, bro? Like, how long is it going to take? Let's be honest, bro. I'm getting pissed off. You get me? I need to buy a ticket for my man. You know, the Nigerian brother that was asking, let me, you know what I'm saying? Let me at Arteta. Let me at him, bro. Like, I'll buy his ticket. Fuck it, bro. Why not? Why not, bro? He can do the dirty work. You get me? It's calm. Yeah, like, I feel like when you're trying to build a team, you need to keep the solid players that you have and then build on them. That's what other teams do. Do you get me? But let's say Gabriel, 100 mil, North, and it's all up to you. What's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
Again, I agree with everyone, but I just feel like I'm just looking at it realistically and thinking, if he doesn't sign a contract and he's got 2 years left, are we winning a league title with this manager? Are we winning a major honor to make him want to extend his contract? I don't think so. So then we don't get a trophy and he walks for free. And the amount of times we've had players of quality walking for free or for peanuts, they walk on to bigger, better things and we're left with absolutely nothing. So if we're getting Sesko and this manager's still staying here and we're not getting the players that we need and Berta doesn't have control, what are we keeping him here for? What are we?
Facts,
What
man.
are we? What are we prolonging? We're prolonging what? The inevitable. I hate to say it, but I can't see it any other way. So either lose him now and cash in, or lose him for free in 2 years' time.
100% agree, man. 100% agree.
Unfortunately, with this club, is pick your poison. Pick your
Yeah.
poison.
Fuck, man. But yeah, bro, I agree. What can I say, bro? I hear your point of view, bro. Arteta put us in a fucking predicament. I swear to God. Let's move on. NHS Tomiyasu. Has anybody seen him? Is he hanging out with a doctor? I swear the doctor. Is he Japanese? Is our doctor Japanese?
That's a goodbye. You ain't got to go around the pound on that. Everybody, go goodbye.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah.
Call
Salam
2 men.
alaikum, bye.
Yeah. Two men in a truck. Go ahead and call 2 men in the truck. Help you get on up out of here.
Facts, bro. Tomiyasu. I don't want to even ask you like what your thoughts on Tomiyasu. Let's be real. Everybody agrees that we need to get rid of the player. Like, I don't know who to, because how are you going to sell him? Other teams barely saw him play. He's been injured for like 2 years or something, and he's on 100K a week. What the fuck, Matty? Is it a bye for you? That's it.
It's not even up for debate. What has he done?
How much do you think we'll get on him? How much do you think we will get for Tomiyasu?
Hey, bro, I'll take whatever we can get.
5 million.
5. I'll take two packets of toothpaste and a can of beans. It's time for him to go, bro. It's time to go. How long he been here? How much has he played? Just in the last 2 years alone. I see the picture of him. I don't know who shared it to me. Somebody said to me, he out at some school teaching folks talking about being a footballer. How can he teach somebody? He ain't playing. He ain't playing. This brother, man, this brother here, man, is absolutely been getting over on the football club, man. I mean, this brother can't stay healthy at all. He needs to be removed immediately. And this is a classic example of we don't know when to eject. We wait until now we got to basically get much of nothing for him. We'll probably get a few million for him, but we could have moved him a year or two ago. So yeah, he's got to go for me. It's just not even a question for me. Out of here.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with you. Copy paste to you, Aaron. I don't know. I know your thoughts. I'll be real, but we just have to go with it. What's your thoughts on Tomiyasu?
Tomiyasu? Who?
Exactly, Tomiyasu.
Who? Tomiyasu? Yeah, man. Listen, I'm going as far as contract rip up. Just go away and start again. Would I like some money in? Yeah, but just go away now. I'm sort of sick and tired of these players lingering around, completely robbing a living. We extended his deal while he was on long-term injury. That just goes to say everything about this club. If we keep him and don't rip it up, we'll just give him another 2-year extension and a pay rise. By the way, the deal that we gave him, he was on 55K a week, and we gave him 100K while he was on a long-term injury. We nearly doubled his wages while he was a long-term injury. Please, can anyone just work that out? That is madness. Not only was he injured for long, we doubled his wages.
Was keeping good relations with him.
We know why.
Yeah,
we know why. It's the nationality.
We were keeping good relations with the club we signed him from, so we could get Calafiori, who's always injured as well.
The Italians been doing us dirty. I'll be real. The Italians been doing us dirty. I don't know how they don't see it. Like, come on, man. We watched a lot of films. You know how the Italians move, bro. They ain't gonna give you something just like that. Let's be real. Nah, on a joke. But like, I know why we're keeping Tomiyasu. It's because of his country. Let's be real, Japan. Because he's Japanese, you've got a lot of fan base in Japan that's gonna be buying his t-shirts, watching the club. That's why. Do you know how I know? Because Mahrez, bro. You know, because of Mahrez, yeah, in Man City. When Man City used to play, Algeria used to, everybody in the cafe waiting for Mahrez to play, and they're all cussing Pep Guardiola. fuck off. Play fucking Mahrez. He's a cunt. Blah blah blah. Blah. Listen, man. Some people used to stand up and be like, "Yo, calm down, this Pep, bro. He knows what he's doing." But that's my thoughts, bro. What's your thoughts on Tomiyasu?
No, like I said, it's a shame, yeah, because when he's actually available, he's actually a good player. He's actually not a bad player, but you're never available. That's the sad thing with Tomiyasu. So I actually feel sorry for Tommy. Obviously, he can't help. I would like to believe he can't help the fact that he keeps getting injured. I'd like to think it's not a discipline thing. Sometimes your body certain players have just got that. They're just unlucky, like Diaby back in the day. They just their body just can't hack it. Professional football. But it's a shame because, like I said, every time he was fit, he went on a run where you were like, you know what? Tommy could be a starter, Yeah, could actually be a starter. He played really, really well, and then he'll get injured. He'll get a couple of games and he'll get injured. So I think the best thing for him is to go to a less physical league. I don't know if that's... I don't know. I don't know where that's going to be because I don't know if he's going to take the wage cut. He's not getting 100K in the Portuguese league. It's less physical. I don't know if he would go to any other... I don't know what league he'd like to go to, but a less physical league, and we can just... I agree with Matty and Aaron. I feel like it's more of a cost-cutting exercise. Like when you put eco mode on your car. You're like, let me just, you know what I mean? Let me just save a little bit of petrol.
Save a little bit, yeah.
Battery on your phone, innit? The last
penny pinching.
Penny pinching,
yeah, the yellow battery comes up.
So it's not one of them ones where we're gonna make any money. I agree with everyone. It's more of a saver, innit? Let's get the wages off the wage bill, and let's just use that towards a player that can actually, we can actually utilize in winning a major honor, man. So. Yeah, man, just say it ain't worked out. It is what it is. Who cares? I'm not crying over these players. I'm sure he's going to get paid well. Even if he goes back to his own country in Asia, he'll probably be one of the best Asian players out there. So I'm sure he'll still be doing great. You know what I'm saying?
It's a shame, isn't it, North? But it is what it is. We can't deal with it's a shame for the next 2-3 years. We've got to deal with he ain't been available for the last 2 years. And it's just as simple as that, isn't it?
Facts, bro. But North's got to go. Big up to North, my bro. Big up for being here, man.
Apologies for the lateness as well, man. Apologies for the lateness.
Big up, North.
Lateness is greatness, I guess. I can't say what I usually say to you. We're on live, but so yeah, man. Big up to you, bro. Thanks for being here, man.
Big up, man.
Love,
big up, love, man.
Love. Big up the geezer, Portugueser.
You get me?
I like it.
We're gonna move on to a fan favorite. He used to be a fan favorite. They told us that he's going to bring the experience to the team. You guys kind of know where I'm going with this. Zinchenko, the politician that does everything apart from defend. Why are we playing him at left back? If I was to move him to midfield, okay. But this manager's going to keep him as a left back. We know this already. So sell. Matty, what's your thoughts, man?
It's time to go. It's time to go. Yep, it's time for him to go as well. It's time to cash in while you can get something for him. The manager is going to continue to keep playing him at left back. He's going to play him at left back next year as well. And he's going to continue to keep doing it. So therefore, we already know this is not what he's good at. So we're going to keep going, kicking the can down the road. It's time to move him on, man. It's time to move on. Find better. And hopefully this Zubamendi, this solves that problem, hopefully. But it's been a shame because I think if we played him in midfield, we probably would have had a couple of different results there on the slate this year, considering what we were at the time when we needed something extra. Even in a couple of those games, PSG, something different. But once again, what's the one constant when it comes to some of these players?
This manager.
The manager.
100%. And I agree. We needed a player that can find passes, that can play it through an eye of a needle. That some teams are going to play a low block, a mid block. We know that already. You should have known that before in the preseason. A player like Zinchenko comes in handy in these type of games. But Aaron, this manager's going to keep playing him as a left back. What's your thoughts, man, on Zinchenko?
I think it's been a bit of a wasted opportunity for the player. We tried him at left back. It worked for a little bit, then it didn't work. What I'm more worried about with this manager is his failure to adapt, and that actually sounds mad considering that Zinchenko's midfield position's midfield anyway. So it's not even the manager having to adapt because he pulled him out of position in the first place. The point I'm going to get at is it's just a little bit frustrating that this manager didn't go, okay, maybe he ain't a left back, but what's he like in midfield anyway? He just didn't give him the opportunity, and you know. He sort of almost bins Zinchenko off, at least for the last 18 months minimum. But why not give him a chance in midfield? Give him at least some form of prolonged run in midfield. Because we've had, in the last 18 months, we've had big injuries in the midfield. We have. And that's the annoying thing about Zinchenko is, well, sure, he'll go with a whimper where however much he goes, wherever he goes to. But I feel like there was at least a missed opportunity in not giving him a chance in the midfield, whether it be at left 8 or even at a number 10 or a more advanced role or whatever. The very fact that this manager refuses to try anything new that isn't what's in his brain tried and tested. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame with Zinchenko. I feel like a better manager would have got more out of him. It'd have changed the position instantaneously back to midfield. It'd have probably been a pretty good squad player, to be fair, Zinchenko. It'd have probably had somewhat of a positive impact in the last 18 months, whereas he's had none, you know? And that's down to the manager again. There's going to be a recurring theme in these conversations, and it's going to be the manager.
Facts, 100%. We move on. Jorginho's already gone. I would have sold him. I know you, man, would have sold him as well. What are we doing with Jorginho? I can't lie. I don't know why they bought him. This whole experience thing is bullshit. Like, all these players that we bought because of experience is all bullshit. Let's be real. Apologies. But yeah, we move on. Moreno. I would sell him. I'll be real. He's not good enough in that midfield. I mean, we're already buying a striker. We're going to keep Havertz. So what's the point in keeping Moreno? What did he really do in that midfield apart from every time he played, we looked so weaker in that midfield. So weak. What's your thoughts, Mike? What's your thoughts on Moreno?
He was one hell of a man up top, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it ain't what we bought him for, right?
Strike it to the stars, Matty.
Yeah. Not what we bought him for. Brothers, the money wasted. Mega bucks.
And we waited.
We spent mega bucks on Mikel Merino. Mega bucks. Was it 33, 34 million?
35, yeah. I think, it's there or thereabouts. Give or take a couple of million, yeah.
That's mega bucks for a position that ends up being another whole position.
We waited 1 month, may I add? 1 month.
Yeah, waited into the season.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. Think about the madness in that. You spent that kind of money only to find out he actually is in a better position somewhere else that you had no intentions of putting him in from the start. So now you got to go back to the drawing board. Brothers, let me ask a serious question here. Mm-hmm. Like you said, what if Partey resigns, Zubamendi comes in, Declan Rice is here? Bro, what's the purpose? That was a $30 million paperweight. So yeah, we need to entertain offers. Put him up there, see what you can get.
Hey, what would you take, man? I would take 20.
Yeah, I was gonna say I was in my head thinking probably anywhere from 18 to 25.
Yeah.
18 to 25, depending on how good a negotiator Bertie is when it comes to getting away, getting something. Because he needs to be moved on. That was an absolute waste. Absolute waste. You telling me this is why I keep going back to this whole situation with Sesko and Gyökeres and all that. I'm telling you, just stepping back, looking at it. This manager don't want Gyökeres because the money was there. He spent the money. I told Deluded this morning. You were there. You heard me. You heard when I said.
Big up DG. Of course. I was listening.
You saw it.
That one.
when you look at the money that we spent this past summer, I would have had to think coming off the back of last season, that money was allocated for a world-class striker. And what did he do? Try to outsmart the system. And what did he do? Who did he get? Raheem Sterling. Now, you can't tell me that don't look like Mikel Arteta pulling the stunt like that. What you saw this past summer. That has got his fingertips rolled all over. Him and Edu. Like two kids that stay in trouble in school. Yeah. We're gonna get over on the teacher today. That's what they do. As soon as the supply teacher come in, what they do? Act the fool. My grandma used to say, act the ass. That's exactly what they did. So when you look at this Merino deal, this is an albatross. This is another phantom contract that's at this football club. This is what you call it in basketball terms. They call it dead cap space. This is dead money because we've deaded $35 million for a player that you've lost a net $10 million right out the gate.
Facts, you'll never get that 35. Let's be real.
Bro, I mean, this is why I get so frustrated when folks like, oh, they never backed him. This ain't giving him more than enough money. He consistently goes out and buys stupid shit. And this is another classic example. I'm thankfully put in a couple of goals there towards the end of the season because it could have been a hell of a lot worse for us if he had not put in some goals. But man, I mean, seriously, for what we paid, the expectations did not meet what we paid.
Facts. Okay, squad player, yeah, exactly. Okay, squad player, we are in disarray right now. 100%. Look, I'll be real. This is the thing, yeah. And big up Shane for the raid, by the way. Big up Shane for the raid. Big up to everyone that's locked in as well, man. Like and subscribe to the Mandem, of course. And yeah, like this video, bro. But 100%, I agree with you, Matty. Do you know what I always tell them, yeah? It's not that he didn't want a striker. Rephrase it. This is the striker he wants. You know what, buying Cisco showed the world that Arteta likes these strikers. Gabriel Jesus, Havertz, Sesko. What's the constant similarity in these players? False nines. He wants someone to play that false nine role. He does not want a killer because when you buy a killer, unfortunately, killers out there, the players that are scoring goals, they can't really. You lose a player in the build-up. He's in the box. You'll lose a player in the build-up. It's like Haaland. You're going to lose. It's not like Aguero. Aguero can score goals and play their false nine. See, these players don't come too often. Alvarez can play that, but are you going to pay 100 million for that? Are you going to pay 100 million for that? No, you're not. So yeah, what's your thoughts, Aaron, man, on Moreno? Absolute unnecessary signing. We're talking in midfield, of course.
Yeah. Listen, man. Mikel Merino is everything wrong with Mikel Arteta. Overpriced, shit in midfield, and a waste of every single one's time. Everyone's time. It epitomizes everything wrong with Arsenal Football Club. Everything wrong with it. We took 6 weeks to negotiate that absolute steaming pile of shit, by the way. Steaming pile of shit. That is, as Lee puts, Real Sociedad's first best midfielder. He had 1 year left on his deal. Real Sociedad said, yeah, we don't want him at the start of the window. Arsenal said, yeah, we do want him. He come out and said, yeah, I want Arsenal. How did it take 6 weeks? And you know what? It would have all been absolutely fine if it had came in with his skates, gliding, marauding along the ice. But no, he didn't. He was like Bambi on the ice. Staggering around, slipping around and falling around. It was only until we got as an emergency striker that we actually went, oh, maybe there's a player in there. But then that little purple patch dried up very quickly, didn't it? That dried up very quickly. And then guess what we were left with? The absolute pile of crap midfielder that was always there in the first place for £35 million. How much is he on? 130k a week. 130k a week. What are we going to do with him? So when you're asking me what I want to keep or sell, I want to sell. But the problem is that we've got them selling is we've spent 35 million on this geezer's on 130k. So where's he going back to? Probably going back to Spain. He's not going back to Real Madrid. He's not going to Barcelona. So he's probably going to go for somewhere saucy
Like a
at that
Sevilla.
S.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
someone like that. Are they
Yeah.
paying 130k a week? No. So if they're not paying 130k a week, then are they going to be paying 35 million? No. They're not going to be paying 10. They're not going to be paying 20 million. They're probably going to be paying 15 million. One, because he's probably only worth about 20 million, but they'll probably end up paying 15 million because he ain't worth 130k a week. A classic example, yet again, of Arsenal Football Club handcuffing themselves in the transfer market. Copy and paste 50 other signings.
100%, bro.
You could deals, not signings. It's ridiculous.
You couldn't have said it any way better. I'll be real. We're gonna move on right now. We're gonna talk about this player that's only here. He's a model. He's not a player. Let's be real. And you guys kind of understand where I'm going with this, yeah? Calafiori, yeah? The galloping horse. What the fuck are we doing here? Why would you buy? Do you know that a 17-year-old player is better than him? A 17-year-old player. Big up to Lewis Skelly, of course, man. Can't even put him in the keep sell alone because it's a keep 100%. And there's no need even to talk about it.
Exactly.
Calafiori. What the we paid 32 million for that shit. Sold us a fucking dream. What does he really do? You know what people tell you? Oh, but he's good going forward. Yeah, what about defending? My friend, you need to be balanced in that left back. You need to be balanced. Or you need to be a Tio Hernandez. Killer. Do you know what I'm saying? Big up Normski, of course. Normski, about a fucking time. Salute.
Here he is.
Salute.
My
Yeah, I peeked him out already. I already know what we got going on here. It's a circus. Cartoon Network. Hey, USA, the Cartoon Express. For all my old heads out here. Y'all know the Cartoon Express.
Oh, love you.
It's a cartoon. It is a cartoon. Like, they're taking the piss out of us. Let's be real. Calafiori. Matty, what's your thoughts? Calafiori. Keep, sell, loan. I'll sell. Take 20 million. Same thing as Merino.
Sell. I would reach out to Vogue magazine. I would reach out to Cosmopolitan. I would reach out to Housekeeping. I would reach out to whatever magazine that he can go model in, and I'd take offers. I'd get him out of here. Needs to be moved on. This is another example of wasted money. This is why I said, don't get upset about Sesko. Don't get mad. You just simply go back to last summer. In the summer before that, you think about Kai Havertz, who we'll talk about in a little while. You think about those mistakes, and that's where the problem lies, right there. People are gonna go, oh, we couldn't get nope. Those two you just mentioned, Rashid, is the reason why we're getting the man. Hold on, matter of fact, I'll let y'all see it before anybody else see it. Y'all bear with me. Let me pull it up. I got something special for y'all, bro. Before I even drop it on Twitter, I'm gonna let my boys see it. Y'all hold tight. Let me pull it up right quick. I have coined the phrase. You heard it here first. Rashid, can you share my screen, brother? It's coming up right now. Of
course.
Can you share my screen right here? I'm calling it right now. Benjamin Tesco. Benjamin Tesco.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, man. Fuck's sake.
Benjamin Tesco. You heard it here, brother. Right here first.
Oh my God.
We've got a Matty bomber in the building, isn't it, man?
Yes,
Come on,
right.
man.
Yeah.
I'm taking a picture of that, mate. Let me take a picture of that.
Don't worry, I'll send it to you. I'm gonna drop it in just a second, my friend.
That's all he is, brother. He's a shelf stacker. That's all he is. He ain't no fucking striker. He's a fucking shelf stacker.
Yeah, that's it right there. Because
that's what he is.
The direct result of us having to get this is those two players right there. And Kai Havertz. 3 players alone is doomed us in the last
Matt, let me just come in here just quickly. Aaron, what did I say on Shane's show? What did I say? The reason why we're going to end up with this guy? Exactly because of Havertz. That's the reason why we've got this geezer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
said
mean,
the same thing.
Yeah.
Normie, I was telling people that years ago. Anybody that was watching me and Tony Clark Gunner, I was telling folks, I was saying, this Havertz deal will doom us. I'm telling you, like an anchor that you just can't get rid of. The boat just stay in the middle of the ocean, can't go nowhere. That's what Havertz is. He is an albatross. And I'm telling you all, we're going to suffer for the sins of that transfer window, the sins of Kai Havertz, the sins of Fabio Vieira, the sins of Mikel Merino, the sins of Calafiori.
Fact.
This is why we're not getting what people want us to get. And I keep telling y'all, the man is hanging himself and he don't even realize it. This is Aaron. I know you was upset early.
I'm still upset, Matty, brother.
I know you upset. But I was telling, like I told Deluded. Or it was Lee. Somebody I told recently. I said, I think it was Lee the other night. I said, Lee, the man has said, hey, I'm gonna give you an out. Here's Jokeris right here. You want him? Nah, I still want Sesko. You sure? Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that's what since you want him, you can have him. That's his. He doesn't even realize he's backing himself into a corner. I've told you how many times have I used this analogy? I've told y'all. I said, whenever you watch any crime documentary, movie, show, the big man normally paints himself into a corner and don't even know it. We all seen Scarface. What happens at the end of Scarface? He gets bigger than what he does. Say hello to my little friend. And what did the whole boy have outside that door? He had a little friend too. He had a little friend right outside that door. This is the same thing that's going on with this manager. This manager has gotten way too big, and he think he's unmovable. When you got cornerstones of the club coming out saying this is out of order, and you got fans going against the cornerstone of the football club. I'm talking TT now. A cornerstone, a pillar.
Yeah.
I mean, stunt down pillar has a certified statue in bronze outside the stadium. The manager has to see it when he goes to work. And you got people coming out saying he's out of order. This man's gotten too big for the job. So how do you rectify that situation? Bernie's not going to be able to come in here and just run folks out here overnight.
Do you know what? Yeah, if Mikel Arteta was Patrick Vieira, and Patrick Vieira as a manager won 2 league titles and an FA Cup under this tenure in the last 5 years, I'll go, do you know what? Maybe you have got a half right, to maybe combat what Thierry Henry says. Bruv, this is Mikel Arteta. Why are you backing Mikel Arteta? Why are you backing this fraud? He ain't done shit. Not only was he one of the worst captains we've ever seen at Arsenal Football Club. By the way, he's in a tug of war with Odegaard. A tug of war with who's actually the worst captain in Arsenal history. A tug of war right there. He's also one of the worst managers in Arsenal history. Name me one other manager in Arsenal history that's gone 5 years without a trophy that's spent £750 million. Name me that. And all these Arsenal fans, they're all under this spell, all under the illusion, all under everything that this manager is something good when he clearly ain't. And they will defend him. They will protect their investment because that's what this is. Make no mistake, every single person watching this, Top Gooners, they protect their investment. And they are so heavily invested in Mikel Arteta. They will do whatever they can to protect their investment. So whether Thierry Henry comes out and he says, well, we just question it. Why haven't they signed the number 9 yet? It's been, after 3 years, they should have won something. Why has Manchester United been in 5 finals and we've been in none in the last 5 years? As soon as you ask these questions, all of the top gooners, they start protecting their investment. They start digging their claws in and they start saying things like, oh, you've got to be given time, etc. And all the excuses come out. The Bible comes out. This fit, it comes out this fit. What excuse should we use today? We'll just scroll across. Oh, we'll use this one. You know what I mean? We'll just spin the bottle and see what excuse comes out today. But unfortunately for them, us 5 on this panel, all of you watching in this world-class chat, we're not fools, we're not mugs, we're not idiots. We see it for what it is. And what all these fans are telling you is you shouldn't question it because that's what TT was saying. By the way, the king of Arsenal, You know, Bergkamp's always been my favourite player, to be fair, but this is the king, Arsenal's top goal scorer, Mr. Invincible, Mr. Highbury. The geezer won us single-handedly trophies. Even when he only won an FA Cup in 2003, he got 23 goals and 20 assists. Who on earth are you to argue with this? Because when King Thierry Henry talks, you shut your fucking mouth, you open your ears, and you best be listening, because if you're not, you're just a fraud. Or you better be listening to someone bigger and someone better, and I can guarantee you in the fucking world, it is not Mikel Arteta. He is a fraud. He's one of the worst managers we've ever seen. He's one of the worst captains we've ever seen. He's one of the worst midfielders we've ever seen. But you all love him. What does that say about you?
They disrespected Titi. I think a year ago or 2 years, they disrespected Titi for this man. It is worrying. It is worrying. But big up to you and love for the redirect, of course, Aaron, and love for the redirect, Shane. You know you're my guys forever, bro. Big up to every one of you. But like,
big up to all the ones that redirected as well. Just quickly, sorry. Big up to every single one of you that redirected. Some come from Cassis, some come from FFTV. Big up to Shane as well for the redirect. Big up to every single one of you in the chat that's come over, man. Big up to you. World class. Big up, man.
100%. The love we've been getting, bro. Big up to everyone that's been helping, bro. Big up to everyone. But Aaron, Calafiori, we're talking Calafiori right now. What's the fucking point? Is it to sell t-shirts? Could you tell us, please?
Boxers. It's to sell boxers. Have you not seen his last chain of Adidas merch, where he sat there on the old fucking laundromat like that? Do you know what I mean? Just chilling with his six-pack that I'm not jealous of at all. And do you know what I mean? His new boxers at 23 quid a pop. Bro, it don't matter what boxers that I get. I ain't fucking getting laid, and I ain't paying 23 quid on that either. Do you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? That's what he's in. He's just a geezer that promotes a couple of bits because he's a wild horse. He's not a wild horse. He's a useless donkey. That's what he is. He's joining the Donkey Foundation like Kai Havertz. That's where he belongs. That's where he belongs. Arsenal like a fucking zoo. Do you know what I mean? They're like a zoo, Arsenal. They've got donkeys. They've got rats. They've got snakes. Do you know what I mean? It's just,
but he's good going forward, Aaron. He's good going forward. He's good going forward.
It's good. It's good going forward. Yeah, that's what it is. But unfortunately, defensively, on one-on-ones, he reminds me of Andre Santos. And that's what he is. He's not a striker. Or is he Mikel Arteta? We don't actually know where you're going to fucking play any of your players. Because guess what? It ain't their actual positions. So it's a lottery. Do you know what I think Mikel Arteta does? I reckon he puts a blindfold on, gets a big old dice, and just has a player's name on it, corresponding with a number, and just rolls the dice and just goes, "Oh yeah, Calafiori, you're left wing today." You know what I mean? But he's a genius, guys.
100%, man. 100%, absolute joke, bro. We've been talking about Calafiori playing up top. Playing up top. He had the money. Anybody that says he didn't have the money, he had the money. Nobody told him to go. I know for a fact that Edu did not walk up to him and say, "Hey, you know what, Arteta? Here's the money and don't get a striker. You have to get 2 players." No, he wanted these 2 players. Noomski, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts?
I didn't want the guy in the first place. Don't know what he's doing here. 6 injuries in. Yeah. You know what they do with that? You know what they do with horses that what do they do with them? Okay.
Yeah. Ain't no fucking around now. We got better now.
You're the one that's pulled the trigger, not me.
Yeah. We got better now. I'm not monetized. I'm saying it's gone now.
Listen now, but
I know.
We've got Shrek and Donkey. That's what we've got.
Are we there yet? Are we fucking there yet?
At the moment, I mean, the hope of Berta coming in and doing something like it looks like he's put the cheese wire back in the drawer for a little while. Yeah, this is what we're faced with right now. You know, the Ibra Imbovic is coming to town. He's going to bully his way in. You know, people saying how he's going to be the world-class striker. You know, this is the player that we've been missing. This is the jigsaw puzzle that we've been missing, and. Mate, it was such a downer. I was saying on Shane's show earlier on, it's such a downer hearing that news coming out from Fabrizio. Absolute downer.
Yeah. Massive.
You know, 93. Listen, it might be, as I think Aaron said, it might be, or someone said it might be that the price will come down to whatever it is. Because if we go and pay that kind of money for that guy, if we go and pay that kind of money for a prospect, what is it? What is it? What is it? Is it just? It is about the journey, isn't it, guys? It really is. No, it's. Listen, let's forget about.
Why? It buys them another 2 years, Nomsky. Buys them another 2 years. Well, you know, he's only 21.
That's what I'm saying,
Buys
Aaron.
him another 2
That's what I'm
years.
saying, Aaron. The problem is he's going to come in. Yeah, we know he ain't going to really hit the ground running. If he listen, I'm happy to be proved wrong. Let me just say this. Let me just say this for the channel and for those people in the chat. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but we've seen this story before. We've seen this story before, guy, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, hell no. Hell no, 100% Noomski. Hey, Shane, how you been? How you been, Shane? I know that you heard the news of Sesko coming to the club, whatnot.
He can't contain it.
But now
he can't contain his excitement. Look at him. He can't contain his excitement.
I swear to God, man.
He's got a high ceiling, though. He's got a high ceiling. And we want to touch on, obviously,
he only has to have high ceilings because he's so fucking tall. That's the only reason he has to have high ceilings.
He can jump. He can jump high. I don't know if you heard that one.
He can jump high. Brilliant. Brilliant. Why don't we sign a grasshopper then? I don't understand. What are we doing here, man? You know what I mean? He can jump high. That's like when you're 6 or 7 in the schoolyard and you're going, oh yeah, do you know so and so? He can jump really high. Who gives a shit? You know what I mean? I don't care, man. I don't care about this sort of stuff. This just took the wind out of me. I just started my show and the mood just went when we heard that the Sesko deal was closed, because it's just it's more than just getting a donkey, right? Another donkey, I might add. Like Aaron said, we have a zoo, man. Why are we just bringing in all these animals? I just want players, man. Why are we bringing all these people that represent animals? We brought in another donkey. I don't get it. What are we doing here? Why are we signing someone that Arteta wanted? To me, it's not so much that we're getting a terrible player. It's that it seems like Arteta's winning, and that terrifies me more than getting a crap player. Now, my only thing is that the only hope that I'm holding on to is that something I've been calling anyway, is that Gyökeres won't come to us. There's no way he'll come to us. And that Bert is going, right, well, maybe this is just the next best out there, which again scares me because there's a lot more forwards out there that are a lot better. You know, Gyökeres, I've said for a while now, is saying to us, or he's saying to his agent, I'm not going there because I won't get any chances. I'll end up tracking back all the time. I'll snap my hamstring. I'm not working for that manager. I genuinely believe that, and I've said it from the start. In fact, I said if Chelsea, Liverpool, Barcelona don't go for him, and if United don't get Champions League and he won't go there, that he'd even prefer to stay in Lisbon for another year. So don't be surprised if it comes to that. But Chelsea now are meant to be getting Delap. But again, I wouldn't put it past them to sign Delap and Gyökeres. I would not be surprised at all if they did that. Barcelona, I don't think are going to go for Gyökeres, but Liverpool could easily go for him. Liverpool could easily go for him, and Liverpool could go for him because they could easily turn around now and say, "You remember this Darwin Núñez lad? He played for Benfica a couple of years ago. He balled out. That's why we signed him. Let's say we say he's worth 40 million. They'd only have to throw 20 million on top of that to do out the minimum fee release clause. So they could end up getting him for next to nothing. Then they'd get Darwin Núñez's wage off the bill. They probably only have to pay Gyökeres the same. And if they get Gyökeres and they get Wirtz and they get Kerkez and they get Frimpong, the rest of us can just sort of forget about the league for a while. City might challenge them because it's Guardiola. You never know. City might challenge them. And that's not to say that all 4 players will work out, because that rarely happens. But they're moving like a proper team. I think that Berta would have got Gyökeres if he could. And I do still believe that I think he would have got Gyökeres if he could. I just think that Gyökeres has told us to go and shite that there's no way I'm working under that manager. Because I wouldn't blame him. No self-respecting forward would work under this manager. And let's remember that Gyökeres made it quite late. What was he, 24 when he was still playing in the Championship? You know what I mean? And then he's gone to Lisbon, and now he's got these 2 years. This is his big move. This is his only big move. It's not like he's 21 and he's made it. Yeah. And now he can go here, and if it doesn't work out for 2 years, he can go again. This is his only big move. And he is one of these forwards that is all about goals. He loves eating up goals. That's his passion, is scoring goals all the time, breaking records. Like Ronaldo, I want to score more this season, and again and again and again. I want all the numbers. I want the records. So he's going to look at Arsenal and go, well, I'll get about 2 chances a game if I'm lucky. I'll be tracking back all the time. There's no way I'm going there. He'll be talking to other players. What's that manager like? He's a joke. His agent, he'll have people around him hired, and he'll say, I want to know everything about that club. And they'll go, well, here's all the work that we've done, that Aaron's done, when he's got all the injuries and how they've happened. And he'll have all that information in front of him. He's not going to make a decision like this based on a gut feeling or anything. He's going to go, this is the biggest decision of my life, of my entire life. And there's no way I'm doing this half-hour. So I want every bit of information about the city, about everything and a lot of it will be about the training. They want inside information into the training. Is it this base, that base? And if he goes to Chelsea or Liverpool or Barcelona, their tactics will be built around getting him the ball, right? Getting him the ball in the right position to score. When he comes to Arsenal, he'll be told, this is the run you need to make. This is the run you need to make. This is my formation. I'll squeeze you in here even though you don't fit. And then you do exactly what I tell you. There's no way he's coming to us, man. No way he's coming to us. And that's the only hope I have, is that we're getting Sesko, because Berta's gone, right, well, we can't get him. So I'll just give you this guy. He's young. Maybe if you're gone in a year or two, and another manager might get something out of him, or he'll have a sell-on price at least because he's young. Because Berta's a businessman. That's why he's not signing like a Boniface or someone for, say, 40 million, who will get you goals, but if it doesn't work out under this terrible manager, he won't be able to sell him on. So Berta is thinking in the lines of, okay, I'm not so sold on this striker, but he'll be able to get money for him again in 2 years. But to finish it off, the only hope I'm holding on to is that Gyökeres turned us down, and that's why we didn't go for him, because the other reality is that Berta's only come in to get every signing that Arteta wants, but just get them for a little bit cheaper, and that terrifies me to my fucking core, man.
100%, man. You could have put it in other words, but big up DJB. He's back.
Yeah,
at
big
home.
up, guys. Thank you. Cheers, Rashid, for having me on. Nice. Big up the panel, Aaron and Matty and everything else. Yeah, this merry-go-round of Arsenal Football Club continues. What the problem is that Sesko has been the number one target for this football manager from day one. And when Berta came in on the scene, he obviously then thought to himself, well, hang on a minute, Gyökeres is the better fit for the football club. So what we've got to look into now, we've got to pretty much look into seeing whether there's a clash here. You know, how much is it of Arteta demanding what he wants and Berta going, well, okay, there you go. We'll give you the reins. We'll let you have your pass this time. We'll see how it goes. But he's wanted Sesko all the time. And it's worrying for me because we're going to pay top dollar for this guy, potentially. He's a project. He's not a proven goal scorer. And he will justify getting his Kai Havertz in the team as well, won't he? If he gets Sesko in the team, he's got his pass to get Havertz in there as well. We need Gyökeres, simple as that. We need a proven goal scorer at this club. We need a number 9, and we need it in quick. We haven't got the time now because of the lack of trophies, because of season in, season out. We're not winning anything. We haven't got time now to hang around. We need a goal scorer that's going to hit the ground running right from the off. And if we're in a bidding war with the likes of Liverpool and everything else, we've got to show our mettle and show that we're also a big club, and try and get this Gyökeres over the line. Because if we don't, and we end up with another project like Havertz and everything else, we're going to be back here again next season. So for me, I think we've got to go all out to try and get an out-and-out striker. I really don't. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna say it now. I don't want Sesko at this football club. I don't think he's good enough, and I don't think we've got the time to blend him in. I think we need a striker, big time. I don't know what everyone else thinks, but big up for having me on, my friend.
Of course, every time. Go on, mate.
I'll tell you this: we were never gonna win the title anyway next year. Anyway, not with Liverpool doing what they're doing, City's making their move.
No.
Every domestic trophy will be challenged by Manchester United next year because they have nothing else to play for. So they're going to be in on all fronts next year. You look at Chelsea, they're going to want to build off the back of yesterday. Newcastle, of course, has got money to spend. Then we go outside of Europe. Allegri is on his way to AC Milan. Surely he's going to be looking for world-class players to go to AC Milan to turn that around. He only has a year or two to get that sorted out. Then you look over at Juventus. They're going to be trying to look to get back, get things back up and moving over there. You look over at whoever comes out of this game on Saturday. They're going to be looking to strengthen, and they'll have cachet to go out and go get a world-class player. What is Barcelona lacking? A striker, because Lewandowski's getting up in age there, probably going to retire soon. Probably slow it down. Might even come over here and play a couple of years of ball. So every avenue in which we had to get Sesko a year ago, which is why I keep going back to last year. If this manager wanted Gyökeres last year, if you wanted to get Gyökeres last year was his year to get it done.
Absolutely, 100%.
What has happened is he went in there, like I told y'all, he gambled with Raheem Sterling and with the Three Stooges, and now we're paying the price for it. Much as I don't want him here, guess who's coming? Kenny Ken's been saying it all season.
Sesko Kenny, man.
Yeah, but Matty, we were saying it. This is what we've been saying. We've been saying it all along. This guy wants Sesko. He's put all his eggs in one basket. He's ignored Gyökeres. He doesn't want him at the club.
I think that deal was done already, JB. Honestly, I think this deal was signed, sealed, and delivered last year. And he said, I go back one more year to appease Red Bull. And once the season was over, signing paperwork, getting it done. I think this was done well before Edu even left, to be honest with you, because it was already talked about. And we have it on fact that we went in for him over the summer. So this is once again, this was Edu's pardon shit on the carpet and spreading it with a napkin on the way out the door. And here we go, another stain to remind everybody who was the sporting director at this football club before he left. This is Edu and Arteta. This is the remnants. You know, when you get sick, you have to go back to the doctor to make sure that it's out your system. This is the remnants of Edu
It's another skid mark on the pitch of the Emirates Stadium, isn't it? That another manager is going to have to deal with when Mikel Arteta gets sacked. Because yet again, he's going to have to deal with Zubamendi, who knows if he's going to be any good, and a very below par signing in Sesko. That's probably going to remember the Declan Rice transfer that cost us 100 million. And next season, i.e., last summer, everyone was saying, "Oh yeah, that 100 million pound crippled us." Do you remember that? We all remember that. Guess what? This 100 million pound signing in Sesko is going to do, ladies and gentlemen? Cripple us. So if you think for 1 second that Sesko is going to either score 25 plus goals, which I hope he does, by the way. And if he doesn't, and then a new manager comes in and goes, yeah, Sesko's crap, and we need a new striker. Do you reckon the board's going to go, here's 150 million? Take your pick. Nah. We've handcuffed ourselves yet again. All we've got to do now is just pray that he's going to score 30 plus goals a season. That's all we can do.
But he ain't. It's not going to happen, no, Aaron, is it?
Hopefully, FC again. Hopefully.
But here's a question.
I hate that word. It's the worst word in the dictionary, by the way. Hopefully, because it means no one's in control. Hopefully.
Do you think
disgraceful word?
Desgracia, guys. But here's a question. Do you think we really put that? You heard about the 5-year deal with Gyökeres. I know we're going. We shouldn't be talking about this. It was supposed to be keep, sell, loan, but unfortunately, it is what it is. What happened today makes sense. So, do you think we put that deal, like we gave Gyökeres that deal of 5 years? Do you guys feel like it's real?
No.
It's bullshit.
I think it's all fake again. I think it's all fake, like the Watkins in January. Yeah. This club is leading people down the garden path. It's leading fans to false hope. Sesko was his number one target. It was put on hold because Sesko wasn't ready to break ranks, and now he's willing to pay 90 odd million, 100 million for this guy. And it's true what Aaron says. It's true. I've listened to Shane as well. It's true what Shane says. No real striker's going to want to come to this football club at the moment. Who's going to want to come and play under this manager that keeps, bottling titles, going out of semi-finals, finishing second, playing, flogging players, playing players till they're injured? Who in their right mind, when you're scoring 25 goals a season or over 20 goals a season, what young striker with their agent is going to want to rock up at Arsenal? So I honestly think that we're going to get. I said it before. I only think we're going to get about 3 signings. That's it, and one of them will probably be a loan. Sesko will probably be gone through, and then we'll get Zubimendi, and then we'll probably get a loan signing or a low signing that probably's come out of nowhere. Like Sambi Lokonga did that season, where we go, oh, hang on a minute, who's this guy? We'll probably get something like that. Yeah, we won't go and get a baller. We won't go and get an Eze or someone that we really need. And this is how we operate, guys. And this is, I've said it along before. Players come in, we need a new manager, and we need
EJB. Can I just add on to what you're saying as well, so we can put statistical vision into people's eyes, yeah, or into their heads rather. If we do sign Sesko and Zubimendi, that's 150 million. How much more do you think we've got to spend? Let's take it from that angle.
That's why I think we'll end up. That's why I think we'll end up with a low rate signing, or but what we've also said as well, guys. What we've also said to get these players in, we've got to let players go. We may have to listen to offers for Martinelli. We may have if clubs come in for Martinelli. We may have to lose players in order to get these players in. And the frustrating thing about it is, if we do lose players like Martinelli and players like this, that's acceptable. If you've got a banging striker coming in, a 25 goal a season plus striker coming in, you don't mind sacrificing one of your squad players for this player. But when you've got Sesko coming in and you're having to sell players like Martinelli and people like that to accommodate him, it's unacceptable, guys. It's unacceptable. It's crazy.
100%. But yeah, listen, it is what it is. This is the history of the Arsenal. We've been doing this. They told us Champions League got us big players, but who we fooling here? But anyway, we're going to move on. We're going to be talking about Partey right now. Partey, keep, sell or loan. Partey, how old is he really? He's been our best midfielder, to be honest, but I would still keep him. Normski, what's your thoughts on Partey? Would you keep, sell, loan?
Yeah, probably one of his best seasons. I would keep him definitely, for real. Whether Arteta wants him or not, I don't think. I'm not really gassed by Zubimendi. I'm not going to lie. Partey for me, I think another year with an extension, and then you have that depth in that midfield. Obviously, we're losing Jorginho. Moreno is going to come back into that. Into that midfield. So yeah, for me, Partey definitely keep. Definitely keep.
Yeah, 100%. But Shane, what's your thoughts on Partey? Keep, sell, loan? Obviously, renew the contract. I keep.
Yeah, no, I know I'd keep him. I like Partey a lot. I'd keep him. But with that again, with Normski, I don't think Arteta wants him. But he definitely doesn't want him because he was letting the contract run down. He would have been signed up a long time ago if he wanted him. So the reason I think it's taken a while, and again, this is me guessing, but I reckon Bert has come in and gone, what the fuck are you doing letting this guy go? He's a top player. You're spending money to replace him. I think the Zubimendi deal was already done before Berta came in. I think but there's rumours that it's up in the air again. So I don't know. I reckon there was a gentleman's agreement at least on it. But Arteta has wanted Partey out all season. He's wanted him to run it down. So he wants to go even more sideways past it now. He wants to get Zubimendi in and have an even slower build up, which is just, again, it's terrifying to me. Can we go any slower? But that's what Zubimendi will bring. But if I was Partey, and I think that Berta has gone to him and said, I want you to stay, and that Partey's gone, no, he doesn't want me. Like, why would you stay? You know what I mean? If you worked in a job, I worked in kitchens. If you didn't like the head chef, which happened a lot, and sometimes I was the head chef then later on if someone didn't like you, but the owner of the restaurant would like the other chef, You know, if I was working under a head chef I didn't like, and the owner or the head chef didn't want me there, and the owner came and said, "Look, I think you're great. I want you to stay." I go, "No, fuck that, man. He doesn't want me. I'm not working for him." You know what I mean? So I can imagine Partey just going, "Well, he doesn't want me. Why would I work for him? Why would you stay somewhere you're not wanted?" You know what I mean? I don't understand it. So if we are going to get him to stay, we're probably going to have to give him more money, just like we're going to have to do with everybody now. We're going to have to jack up their wages because there's no appeal. It's why we have to pay big wages to everybody that comes, because there's no appeal to play for this club anymore. It's why we have to pay over the odds for players. So I would keep him 100%. I'd keep him, but under different circumstances. I don't want to keep an unhappy player either. And where does he fit in if he stays? Are we going to have to end up playing him? Are we going to just keep and start playing him at right back again? You know what I mean? That would be my fear if he stays. Is that he's just going to get put into right back every time we have a slight injury in defence. So yeah, listen,
that's the problem, though.
It's very hard. That is the problem, though, isn't it?
Yeah. Because you've got Timber, who's had the operation on his ankle. Ben White, he's still got that dodgy knee. Okay, so you can see at the start of the season, if these guys are not ready in pre-season, then you're looking at Partey at that right back position, right?
Yeah.
With Zubimendi start if he comes. Zubimendi as maybe the double pivot with Moreno. Well, not Moreno. So with
Rice. With Rice, yeah.
I mean, no, sorry, man. I was just going to say. I mean, it's a no-brainer for me. You give Partey another extension. You know, when we're giving El Nenny's extensions in the past, and we've given Jorginho's, and Partey's way above them, and yet we're stumbling over giving Partey a 1 year, because what you got to remember, Moreno ain't been proven in midfield yet.
No,
he was thrown in as a number 9. We've seen glimpses of him in midfield, and it ain't been impressive.
No.
So and if we bring in Zubimendi, I'm with Nortsky on this. I'm not really excited about that, to be honest. I think it's like for like. I think it's very similar to what we've got. He doesn't excite me. So, and then he's going to have time to bed in. So keeping Partey is going to be really, really important, because Merino, man, he's not the answer. We've seen what he does in midfield. You know, we've seen how he operates in midfield. So, yeah. But I agree with Shane. This manager doesn't want him. This manager doesn't want him. He's shown on many occasions. Otherwise, he would have sat him down by now, long before now, and gave him an extension. So it looks like he's another one that's going to be going. So yeah, it's frustrating, man. Because even Zubimendi now, there's apparently yesterday we was all like, oh, he's medical and it's all like done. And now that all seems to be kind of all over the place. So be interesting to know exactly what's going on, you know.
DJ, nothing is ever straightforward in this club. Nothing is
never has been
with this club.
It's too simplistic. That's what Arteta told us. Too simplistic when we asked them about a striker. But we move on. Matty, we was talking about Partey just before we were going to move on. We're just talking about Partey. Keep, sell, loan. It's a no-brainer. Keep. But we know that this manager didn't want Partey. Let's be real. That's why he bought Moreno. So the idea was, this is what I feel like, because you can't buy Rice for 110 bags to put him on, do you know what I'm saying? To put him on the bench, to play Partey. It just doesn't make sense. I think Rice was going to be the number 6 and Moreno was going to be that number 8. Xhaka style. Which happened, let's be real. How many times did Moreno misplace a pass in the midfield? How many times he can't play with the back against when? Do you know what I'm saying? But Matty, what's your thoughts, man? What's your thoughts on Partey?
I'll be keeping him. You know, for years there, we kept El Nene in this team. El Nene offered absolutely nothing. Here's a player that's around a similar age, and you're telling me we can't find a way to maintain a player that we know that can at least be somewhat reliable when called upon?
Facts.
I mean, let's just keep it 100, because I'm with all my brothers today. We can keep it 100 here. He didn't even play the whole position this season at defensive mid. He played about 20% at left back, at right back this year. Yeah. The manager didn't even play him in the position where he was supposed to be played at. he played him at right back 20% of this season. And even at the last game of the season, where was he at?
Right back.
Where was he at left back?
Right back.
Crazy.
So
Absolute madness, man.
once again, Rashid, before the gentleman joined us, what was I telling you earlier? What's the one constant in this team across the board? What's the one constant?
Manager.
This manager. This is why I said, not to go back to the whole goalkeeper, but the striker situation, but it doesn't matter who just anybody. It doesn't matter who we bring in. We can bring in Christ and the apostles and 2 loaves of fish, and we are not winning anything next year. Why? The manager is still at this football club. I've been telling folks this for the last 3 years, and until you remove that, nothing else is getting fixed.
100%.
That's what TT said yesterday in so many words, but too many folks on there. Until the manager is replaced, it's still the same. We can re-sign everybody we need to re-sign. We can bring everybody back. Tomiyasu. And guess what? It's gonna be the same old thing. Same 100%. Old sad sorry song. Over and over. This manager, it doesn't matter. It does not matter who. If Thomas Partey re-sign for the next 20 years, it don't even matter because this manager is still here. You're still gonna see his shenanigans when we in the league. We could be going well, then all of a sudden he wants to experiment. Zubimendi be playing right wing. You look up Sesko be at center back.
Yeah.
Goalkeeper be playing striker. This is how a manager operates. He's a madman.
Sesko be playing a number 10, and you'll have Havertz in the middle. You'll have
Exactly.
Havertz in the number 9.
Don't you think this manager won't try? Because that's
he will because he thinks he knows best. He thinks he knows best.
Mark my words on this, guys. When we get a striker, we all know that Odegaard needs an operation, right? He's meant to have needed an operation for months. Do not be surprised if Arteta holds that off until near the end of the summer. So he's out for the first couple of months and he can drop Havertz into the 10 and play the striker up front. And then it's not him. That's not him dropping his captain then. So he's not wrong. The captain's just injured. Do not be surprised if he goes that way about
this is why he wants
that's the way his mind thinks. That's the way his mind thinks. Timber's not going to be back for the start of the season.
No.
Ben White will never be the same again. He's going to be in and out. And do not be surprised if you see Partey starting at right back next season as well. This is all, you can see all these things coming. This guy is so predictable.
Yeah.
Every decision he makes. And you know what? If we had gotten Gyökeres, if somehow we got him, another thing would be, do not be surprised if that manager intentionally sabotaged him scoring. And that sounds ridiculous, but this is the way his mind
I said he'd be lucky to score 15 goals. I said he'd be lucky to score 15 goals.
No striker would get more than 15 goals in this team. DJB. No striker would get more than 15 goals in this team.
Yeah.
These strikers, Sesko, Gyökeres, all these players, when they're at their teams, the team is built to supply them with goals. He tells the number 10, when Gyökeres makes this run, this is how you find him. He tells the winger, the one that's on the opposite side, okay, you like to cut inside, fair enough. You do that when Gyökeres makes such and such a run, or Sesko, and all this sort of stuff. But when they come into his team, it's like, okay, this is the run you're going to make. This is the ball he's going to play. But that's not the run I make. Yeah, well, it is now. It is now. And Sesko got 14 goals in a team that is built to supply him with the ball. What's he going to do in a team where he gets 1 to 2 chances a game, maximum? He won't even he'd be lucky to get double figures.
I said it on DG's channel the other day, on DG, right? And what I said was this. If you've got men like Mbeumo and Wissa banging out over 20 goals, in a team like Brentford, and we've got players that can't even score more than 9-10 goals, there's something seriously wrong.
No one got into double figures.
Because our style of play is just so rigid. And we've all been saying it. Until you get rid of the root problem of this football club, it doesn't matter who you bring in. We are going to go round and round and round in circles. This is what's going to happen.
Unfortunately. But we're going to move on. We're going to move on to 3 players that we had on loan, and you guys have an idea. Lokonga, Average. We didn't really hear about him. Vieira, really didn't hear about him. Tavares, I heard that he was balling in Lazio. I don't know. Anybody can help me?
That's huh? No, that he was balling out. Yeah, he was the assist leader in Serie A at Christmas.
Yeah, Lazio said they already took because
that's all sorted, man. That's all sorted.
Yeah, that's
all sorted. That's done though. He's staying there. But yeah, they played him at the wing a lot as well, though.
Did you hear what the Lazio president had to say about it? They asked him about about the valuation. He said, "Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put about 90 million on it."
Oh, really?
Did he? 90 million? That's mad. Yeah. I can't lie.
Yeah, and you know why, guys? Because that coach developed him. Arteta, right?
He can't develop him.
He can't. Arteta cannot develop players. All right, there might be the one or two. Gabriel Magalh&atilde probably. Other than that, I don't want to hear about Saka. He hasn't developed Saka. Yeah.
No.
The thing with Gabriel is though,
I think he made Saka worse. I'm not.
When is the prime example?
Oh, he's made Saka worse. I've said this before. If Saka had been under, say, Wenger or Hansi Flick or whatever for the last whatever long 6 years, he'd be double the numbers. Double the numbers he's on now. He wouldn't be injured. He'd have double the numbers. But the thing with Gabriel that I will say is, people say that he's got him better, but when he plays for Brazil and he doesn't have the rigid tactics and the same defense around him, he's not as good as he is with us. He's not as good as he is with us. People say that about, oh yeah, our defense is amazing, our keeper's amazing and stuff like that. But Forest kept the same amount of clean sheets, and last season Everton nearly did, and Everton nearly went down. If you play really defensive football, you'll keep a certain amount of clean sheets. Lower teams can do it. They can, you know what I mean? So we're playing like a fucking relegation / mid-table team. Our tactics are built like a fucking mid-table / relegation team. Lock up first, don't concede. Big teams don't go that way. They say we'll score 3 or 4, and then we'll get defensive. But that's see, with Gabriel, he's a top player. But the players that people say he's gotten better, they're just really good players who have just improved since they've come to us. And then you could say, oh, well, that's not fair because blah, blah, blah. But I don't look at anyone that he's in. Gabriel, okay, I'll give him Gabriel because he's gotten rid of some of the bozo moments. But every other player, he has nullified. Every single other player in this team would be better with another team or another manager. Every single last one of them would be better either under another manager or at another team. He's nullified every single player. He's an absolute disgrace.
Sorry, Shane. Getting on to that, Saliba towards the end of the season has looked worse.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
That's what Luke said.
He hasn't gone up the way he should have gone.
He was better at Marseille, TJB, than he's ever been.
Yeah,
he was better that year at Marseille. He got French Defender of the Year that year. He was better there than he's ever been with us. He was more confident. He was allowed to come out with the ball.
Defenders.
Oh, it's crazy. It's absolutely madness.
We move on, though. We move on.
Sorry, Rashid.
No. I didn't. Nah. Listen, we need to be talking about everything on this channel, bro. Big up to everyone that's locked in, of course. Big up to everyone that's locked in. I mean, we're talking about transfer talk. It makes sense, especially with the slap in the face that we faced today. It was around like what, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock with Sesko. Man, we need to be talking about this team. We need to really question this club. Really question everybody in it. But we move on. We're talking about Odegaard right now. Odegaard, our number 10, our creative spark. Do you know what I'm saying? Odegaard, fancy on the ball. Do you know what I'm saying? He's tidy. But you've got on the other side, you've got Bruno Fernandes that's created more. You've got Enzo Fernandez that's created more. Yeah, he's playing sideways, this player. I mean, in my opinion, relegate him to the bench. Do you know what I'm saying? Relegate him to the bench. If not, sell. Just bank on him. How much will we get for Odegaard? Matty, what's your thoughts on Odegaard? And how much do you think we'll get for Odegaard if he was to sell him?
Go ahead and share that screen right there for me, brother.
Let's go. He was waiting for Odegaard.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Sell him. 40, 50 million, 50 mil, get rid of him.
Time to move him on. Time to move on. But but you know what? I'm just gonna keep it real. Let him stay. Why? Why you say let him stay, Matt? But the manager's still here. I don't want no new man. I don't want anybody that's worth the damn to come in up under this manager. Because he'll kill him dead. This manager, you know, everybody talks about. I heard all year long, gentlemen. They say, "Oh well, you know, we've got, you know, this manager's made the best out of these players. He's brought these players from here, and you know, from there." If you want to look at a manager who has brought the players from the muck and the mire, look no further than what Conte did over at Napoli this year.
100%.
He took a ragtag bunch of players. I'm talking cast-offs. I mean straight out cast-offs. And turned them into certified winners. He brought Scott McTominay, Serie A Player of the Year. Shane, we watched it last week. Now, this manager here, Odegaard, his pride and joy, he's going backwards. He's going backwards from already being bad.
Yeah.
Think about that. He's going backwards from already being struggling.
But Matty, he was good 2 years ago.
Yeah, but guess who? He not. See, this is why this manager think he's slick. See, I'm glad. See, glad you said that. Who was his teammate a couple years ago?
Facts.
Who are we bringing in? Who are we bringing in? Huh? Zubamendi. Mikel Merino. The band is back together again. He think he's slick. What work? That won't work over here. Why you say that? You're the manager, Arteta. The manager is still the constant in this team. You see how predictable this man. Shane said it earlier. You see how predictable this man. You can see it a mile away. Oh well, we'll just bring people he's comfortable with, and we'll create that here. Doesn't quite work like that. Odegaard needs to be sold. Needs to be moved on. He probably won't leave this summer. I predict he'll be out of here next year. I predict next year will be the year of just it's just coming all down next year. So he's gonna stay around a year. Much as I would love if you came to me, Rashid, and said, Matt, you can get rid of one player on this team right today. I have Odegaard out of here, first class, wherever you wanted to go.
Yep.
First class.
100%.
First class. But I know the reality of the situation is he's still going to stay here. So I have to deal with it another year, unfortunately.
And the problem is with Odegaard as well, with him, is that he's undroppable. And he's been pulling stinkers left, right, and centre all season. And he's been holding back the team. Yeah. And because the manager is again obsessed by this player and having him as captain and standing by him, he keeps him in the team by hook or by crook. He'll just let him rot in the team. And we see it. He's playing week in, week out, not doing much, not creating much. Then you got Wanyeri on the bench. You got players on the bench ready to go, but no, Odegaard is still running around circles. And then we said, then the excuse was, oh yeah, but Saka's been injured and Odegaard's not the same player without Saka. Saka came back in the team and Odegaard is still not improved.
Tell him. He had 2 shots though.
Yeah, this is the problem. But we see glimpses of Odegaard at the end of the season. Why was that?
Well, when he's not the player,
when it doesn't matter. When it doesn't matter.
No pressure on him.
None at all.
The pressure was off. Odegaard starts taking shots, starts playing with freedom. In a semi-final against PSG, in semi-finals against Newcastle, FA Cups, Man United, where's your captain?
Yeah.
Missing.
100%.
And you can't go into a pressurized season when you've got a captain not on the ball, because next season we have got to hit the ground running. Every single game is going to be scrutinised next season. Every single game from day one, this manager is going to be watched with every single eye from every pundit, every channel creator, ex-player, everything. This manager is going to be watched from day one. And as soon as it goes wrong, wallop. Questions have got to be asked. And it's going to damage the club. And that's why he's got to go. He has to go.
100%. 100%. Shane, what's your thoughts on Odegaard? Keep, sell, loan?
Sell in a heartbeat. Odegaard is everything that's wrong with our club. He represents everything that's wrong with it. He's fake. He's a coward. He looks good in little moments when they cut him into a short and they slow it down and they play some operatic music and he does a little pirouette and all the youngsters go, oh my God, this guy's a genius. Look at this highlight reel of him doing little tricks. Yeah, play that clip on just for another 10 seconds because he either fell over, lost the ball, didn't shoot, or he passed it backwards. He is everything that's wrong with this club. I would get rid of him in a heartbeat. It would get rid of two problems. It would take the captaincy issue out of Arteta's hands and he wouldn't have to admit he's wrong and he could make someone else captain. And it would also get rid of an absolute shambles of a player. He has been awful for 18 months. He had that one season in 22-23 when he was decent. People say he's having one bad season. No, sorry. He had one good season. One good season is all he had. And let's get it right. He wasn't a world beater that season either. He was decent. He wasn't Kevin De Bruyne numbers. You know what I mean? He wasn't even Bruno Fernandes numbers. He was decent. That was it, man. That was all he was decent. He's everything that's wrong with this club. He represents everything that's wrong with this club. And then for a manager and for fans to come out and say, oh, he needs Saka to play well. He needs Saka to play well. What crazy. Number 10, worth their salt, had stuff like that?
What we're talking about.
You ever hear someone say, oh, Zidane needed Henri to play well. Or Zidane needed...
Needed right. Yeah, I know. But
you know what I mean? Oh, yeah. Mateus, he couldn't play well on this Klinsmann was playing, or Cruyff couldn't play well. The non-stop excuses, it's what we do. I know it's what we do, but Odegaard, as I said, he represents everything that's wrong with the club, the manager, the way we run, the way the fans latch on to these sort of players because he looks good in a little clip and stuff like that. And what makes it worse, right, is that for someone like Nwaneri, what lesson is it teaching a kid who is that good, right, that no matter how much you do in training, no matter how much you do when you come on, you are never getting played ahead of this guy. No matter what he does wrong, he's starting every single game. Guardiola turned around and took the player of the year, Phil Foden. Whatever happened in the summer with Phil Foden, either he came back too big for his boots, or he came back not fit enough, or he came back, something changed, and Guardiola went, I'm dropping you. I'm dropping you. And even when the team was faltering, I'm still dropping you. Something's happened there. And a proper manager says, right, you know what? You're not bigger than the club. You're getting dropped. Nwaneri has to sit on the bench and watch Odegaard giving the ball away time after time, refusing to shoot. And he's thinking in his head, no matter what I do, I'm not getting my game. So if he was late for training or missed a training session, you can fucking bet your money that is why. That he said, what's the point? What is the point in me turning up for training? I will never get my game ahead of this guy. And this is Arteta again with his stubbornness. We and Norms discussed this on a panel a while back where we said, I think the EJB was there as well. And we were saying that, you were actually, and we said that the difference with these top managers like Pep Guardiola and Alex Ferguson and Wenger, when they had a squad of, say, 25 players, they had made every single one of them believe that they were as important in the squad as the next guy, even if they weren't playing. Alex Ferguson turned around the time they signed Van Nistelrooy. Andy Cole wanted to put in a transfer request, and he said, trust me, but the last 10, 15 games of the season, I'm going to need you. I know how it's going to work. We're going to have loads of games. We're going to do this and that. That's exactly what happened. Andy Cole came in, scored a load of goals. They're able to go around to players and say, you know what, I know you're not playing now, but trust me, we've got this fixture pile up coming here. You will be in then, and I have this plan for you, and you are a good player. It's just so-and-so is playing well, and blah, blah, proper man management. Arteta has his 11, and when he has his 11, the rest of them don't exist. They don't exist to him. They're out. They're out in the cold. They never get in the, they don't even exist to him. So with Odegaard, I would sell him for that reason alone. That just to take him out from under Arteta, so he has to pick a new captain, and so he has to actually finally start playing other players. But Odegaard, he's everything that's wrong with the club. I would sell him in a heartbeat. But like Maddie said, there's no way we'll sell him this year. But I think you'd get decent enough money for him as well. Some other club would fall for his garbage, and you might get
would.
decent money for him. But
Yeah.
Can I have a go?
Of course, Aaron. Welcome back. Odegaard, keep, sell. What's your thoughts?
Oh, brilliant. I'll come back at the right time, didn't I? So timely. I'm usually pretty good at that. Can I start off my whether I'd keep or sell Martin Odegaard with a Twitter post? And I've done this for those eagle-eyed people in the chat. You'll know because I've mudded this particular geezer for about an hour in my morning show. And it reads 18 goals and assists this season. So 18 GA, 12 in 2025, by the way. Despite missing 3 months of injury, he definitely needs to improve, but I'm not giving up on him yet. And then this person further goes on to say, on probably his worst season for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard has still managed to get 18 GA. It's a season in which he suffered a major injury, ankle sprain, and missed a lot of games, 7 Premier League games. A top player that I will back stronger, and he'll be better next season. That was Babs, by the way. Yeah. So when it comes to Martin Odegaard, 18 goals and assists this season, I already broke this down. 12 in 2025. Funny enough, that Martin Odegaard slightly turned up towards the end of the season, i.e. the last 5 or 6 games, and got 5 or 6 of them when we mathematically couldn't win the league and the pressure was off when we started playing shit teams. We didn't get anything against Liverpool, though, by the way. You know, when we played a good team in that run-in, he didn't get anything against them, by the way. So he started getting 1 goal and 5 assists. Once the league was gone and there was no pressure on, then the captain decided to turn up. But he didn't turn up in either legs against Real Madrid and PSG, by the way. Didn't turn up against them. Didn't turn up. Didn't fancy it. Too big of an occasion. And all the other ones were in 2025. 3 of them was against PSV in the 7-1 win. So in 12 goals in 2025, despite missing 3 months injury, false again, by the way. False again. Having major injury. False again. He sprained his ankle. He only missed 7 Premier League games and 3 Champions League games that coincided in the 7 Premier League games. So barely missed anything in the season, by the way. But basically, what I want to say is all of these fans, they'll build up and they'll big up and say 18 goals and assists in a season where he had a major injury, 3 months missed. Nah. Look at how many poor games that he didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
How many games didn't he assist in? How many games didn't he score in? It's nearly 30. Nearly 30, by the way, in the league. More than 30, I think so. Sorry, it is. I worked it out. It's either nearly or more than, just more than. Either way, how many poor games out of them 30 that he didn't contribute any? How many of them games was he poor in? Probably the vast majority of it. Let me rephrase this as a whole question for everyone else. How many games Patrick Vieira in what? He became captain in 2002 when Tony retired and left in 2005. 3 years. How many bad games did he have as captain? 5, 6, 7. I'm just now counting.
Substituted, Aaron.
The point I'm trying to make, exactly. The point I'm trying to make is Odegaard's having a bad 18 months. He's not just had the odd 1 or 2 bad games. How can our captain be allowed to have bad seasons? When was the last time Patrick Vieira had a bad season?
Never.
I don't remember it. When was the last bad season Tony Adams had? Maybe without, his drinking on that. And even he still turned up half cut. He still even turned up half cut. The point I'm trying to make here is these are all the excuses that all of these Arsenal fans, like Babs, like the Gals, and like the Mikel Arteta, who's creating these morons, by the way, trying to feed to you. That's what they're trying to feed to you. 8 goals in a season, where he hasn't done his best. No, he scored against scrubs. He didn't get a winner against anyone. He didn't score against any of the big ones, a winner against any big teams. He didn't do anything. When Arsenal needed him in the only cup competition what we could realistically win, even though it was unrealistic, was the Champions League. And he was the worst player on the pitch at the Emirates against Real Madrid. He was the fucking worst player in Madrid. He was also the worst player again at the Emirates again at PSG. And he was also one of the worst players in Parc de fucking Prix again. Yet again. That's our captain. The geezer with the C on here. See that? The geezer with the C on there. Would I keep him or would I sell him? I'd shoot him. I wouldn't sell him or keep him. I'd piss off now. You can either terminate your own contract or Toodaloo, bon voyage, sayonara, piss off, you
I'm gonna
absolute
pick a
weirdo.
lick.
Get away. Get away from this football club. You are not a captain of Arsenal Football Club. You're a cretin. You're a 240k waste of mass. Get away. You're everything wrong with Arsenal Football Club. Go away.
Yeah. 20 shots on target all season, man.
Wow.
Same as
Normski,
Chris Wood scored
I
goals.
don't like Odegaard, by the way.
Norms, you wanna comment on this? Odegaard keep so long.
Yeah. Well, Aaron absolutely
Sorry.
has absolutely convinced me that Odegaard is the man that we need to keep. Bro,
You bastard, you.
sell him. Sell his butt.
Yeah.
Sell his butt. Yeah, we don't need cheerleaders. Yeah, if we needed cheerleaders, yeah, we would go and watch basketball or whatever. Yeah, I ain't having this. Yeah, arm waves and even though I've got no hair, but you know what I'm trying to say. This guy is not captain material, and he's the embodiment of the Arsenal fan base and of Arteta. That's what it is. Yeah, it's just a feel good. I get goosebumps when the song North London Forever is played. Same thing, Arteta come up, he gets goosebumps knowing that he's going to be buying players in the summer. And of course, he's going to get goosebumps because he's going to buy Sesko, isn't he? Of course, he's going to get goosebumps.
He's got his man. He's got his own way again, hasn't he?
Got his own way, yeah, absolutely, DJ. Sell him. No problem there. I've got no problem selling Odegaard because I think there's better players out there. And I'm so envious of Liverpool if they do get this Florian Wirtz guy. This guy is on another level. Yeah, you look at his stats. I'm looking at his stats, and they're absolutely ridiculous. 22 years old, and the man is balling out at Bayer Leverkusen, and there's a potential that he can end up going to Liverpool. And we're spending £93 million. Not good.
I'll tell you what, that Sesko rings another Havertz for me. I'm sorry.
That's what it is. It's just another young Havertz.
Sesko, Zubimendi, and Sadio Mane, another Willian on loan. That's who we're going to end up with this season.
DJB, can I back up what you just said by statistical facts as well, yeah? 3 seasons ago, Sesko scored 16 goals. Last season, he scored 14 goals. This season, he scored 13 goals in the league. Not only is he shit, not only is he average, he's regressing.
He's getting even worse.
You can't write
it. And I just wanted to pick up something that Maddie touched on, which was that he's trying to sign the Sociedad midfield, right? So he's got Zubimendi and he got Merino and then Odegaard. They're a mid-table Spanish team. Like, it's not like he's trying to sign like the Barcelona midfield. He's trying to sign an average midfield. Well, I mean, what are we doing here, man? It's actually staggering what this club is like.
I bet we end up with Sane as well on loan, who's going to be another Willian.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's what we
do. We're going to move on, people. We're going to go to this. Unfortunately, Martinelli. See, Martinelli, I would rather my Martinelli to be either a backup striker or a third choice. You know that kind of striker where, like, we need a goal, they're pressing us, somebody hit on the counter, kind of like that kind of striker. You know what I'm saying? Another Watkins. Unfortunately, we know that he's going to be playing on the left. He's going to keep playing on the left. You know what I'm saying? I would sell him. I'll be real. I know it's harsh. Well, kind of. I mean, what is it? 6 goals? How much has he scored? 6 goals? I know it's not about GA. He's got 8 goals. I know it's not about GA only, but I'm sorry, you've been playing at the top level for like 4 years. It's about time. Lamine Yamal has played for like what, 2 years? 1.5? And he's balling out. I know it's talent, but my friend, you can't tell me it's age. Okay? Apologies.
Fine.
But Matty, what's your thoughts on that's a £100 fine. Matty, what's your thoughts on Nelly?
If it's one
Keep
player,
so long.
If it's one player I can see being moved out this summer, it's actually him. That's one player I can see out of here. I would sell. I would look at possibly getting him to Italy. I think he would probably suit over there. The pace of the game would suit him a little bit better over there. Possibly France. It's a sad tale of how this manager can destroy a person's career. Because we remember when he came into the team, fourth division. And when fourth division of Brazilian football is completely different than fourth. We talking favela. I've actually seen it from my own two eyes down there. When you way down there, that is rougher than rough. Gets to the Premier League. Unai gives him a shot. Makes a name for himself against Chelsea. Then Arteta shows up. And what has he done since he's taken over? It's gone backwards. Everything that brought us joy about Martinelli has been gone. Look no further than this past weekend. 1v1 to the goal. Ball goes out for a goal kick.
Yep.
It's been like that all year with him.
Yeah. Nothing.
It's time to move him on and start the healing process. But I'll tell you what's going to happen if we do move him on, gentlemen. Leroy Sané is going to be on that side.
Yeah, 100%. And I've just said that. That'll be our loan signing that I've been going on about. That'll be our signing. Martinelli, gone. Finished under this manager. Unfortunately, if Martinelli gets sold, you'll see the Martinelli that we saw when under Unai Emery.
Yep.
Martinelli is not a bad player. Martinelli is a very, very good talent. Unfortunately, this manager can't improve him.
Nope.
Can't do anything with him. And Saka gets by because Saka's natural anyway. Saka's got his natural ability. He will improve. He will do what Saka does because that's what good players do. It doesn't matter who's manager. You can have Mickey Mouse in the dugout. Good players will always excel. With Martinelli, he needs coaching, he needs guidance, he needs encouragement, and this manager hasn't given it to him. And he's unfortunately, he's got to be the scapegoat. He's got to be the fall guy. He's got to be the one that gets sold. And then you'll see him at another club, and you'll see him scoring 15. You'll see him playing down the middle on occasions. You'll see him as a backup striker, as Rashid said. You'll see him scoring 15 goals a season. And you'll go, and we'll all say, "Oh, why weren't he doing that for Arsenal?" But no one will come back to the root cause as to the reasons why he wasn't doing it at Arsenal. Oh, it's typical, isn't it? Players leave a club and they look at them now. No. The reason why he wasn't going to do that at Arsenal is because he's playing under Arteta.
When you look at this whole thing, it's just wild to see how far he's fell down the totem pole and where he was at. And this is why when you start talking about player development, you look at Kieran Tierney, another classic example. You know how he was. When you saw. If you wanted a snapshot of what Kieran Tierney was before Arteta showed up, look no further than this past weekend. That was good. You saw what you saw was what it was before he showed up into the team. Now, Arteta alluded to something in his press conference this past Sunday. I don't know if anybody caught this or not. We know somebody's leaving this summer. We know outside of Tierney, somebody else is leaving. Because in the press conference, he said we had to say goodbye to players that we know won't be here next year.
Mm-hmm.
So the players know who won't be here. So somebody's definitely there's not one, there's multiple that are going to be leaving. We just don't know who just yet. So
he's talking. He's not talking about players that are coming back on loan.
Yeah,
he's talking about the current squad that he's worked with.
Yep.
Trossard will be another one.
That's another one I think that's going to be out the door as well.
Good, because that left side, bro. Rashid, that left side, you know what word comes to mind? And everyone will agree with it. Stale. That left side is stale. It's been, that whole forward line's been neglected. But that left-hand side is stale. You know, I'm sick and tired of going, is Martinelli, is this going to be a season again where he finally gets back the form that he had 2-3 years ago? Oh, and probably not. because he can't beat a man. Matty, you're absolutely right. Do you know what? He's fell off. I've said the same thing as well. Do you know what? At the Emirates Stadium, Martinelli got me off my seat. He did. Yeah, and DJB, you'd have been exactly the same. You know what season we're talking about, 2-3 years ago. He was getting you on the edge of your seat, thinking, "Wow, yeah, this player's destroying everyone." Now he's just a shadow. It's not even a shadow. He's just non-existent. He's not even a shadow. He just don't even exist.
Runs with his head down.
Heads down. Most of the time, the ball in the box is crap, or he runs it out for a goal kick. That you just know what's going to happen. I used to get off the edge of my seat. Now I slouch back in it. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake.
You go goal kick.
Do you know what it was, though, Aaron? But he used to have an overlapping left back in Tierney. He needs an overlapping left back. He needs someone to make a run for him, so he's not so predictable. If he has an overlapping left back and not this inverting nonsense, when Tierney makes an overlapping run, he can either lay it forward to him or else it's a decoy run and he can cut inside. He's just being isolated.
I agree to a certain extent, Shane. You're right, but let's not fall into a trap of he misses his mate Tierney. If he was a good enough player, he'd be able to adapt to a system. Whether he's got whether he's got an overlapping wing back or an inverted left back makes no difference. When he's got the ball in the box, and he's blasting and overhitting crosses and he's cutting back is absolutely pathetic. That makes
no. I'm not putting up for. I'm just saying that any winger that loses an overlapping player.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but yeah, man, like his issue ain't really who he's working with. It's the fact that when he goes forward in his decision making is absolutely pants. It's borderline pathetic as a joke, and that's
guys. So what's the difference? What's the difference in the 22-23 season? Was it because he didn't have to defend as much? Because the way
that'd be a lot to do with it.
Yeah, the way the team was playing then, where they were going forward, fluid football. Do you know what I mean? And he 15 goals, 5 assists. Yeah, and he was, as you said, he was getting you off your seat. This season, I mean, the drop off and the regression. Obviously, that started off in the 23-24 season. Oh, he had some injuries and that, but he still played 35 games.
No, Ski, what it is, right? What it is the whole team has dropped off because this manager has played the same system now, week in, week out, for the last 2 seasons. So what's happened is coaches and managers now have sussed him out. So they know they've seen Martinelli with his pace. The coaches have nullified him, and the problem is that our coach should be outfoxing the other coaches by going, "Hang on a minute, we're going to pull Martinelli off the left. We're going to play him down the centre today."
Yeah.
Already the other coaches go, "Well, hang on a minute. I didn't bank on that. I banked on Martinelli playing on the left." Yeah. He switched him to centre. He switched it. He's put Trossard on the left and Martinelli in the middle. Yeah. He hasn't mixed it up. So they double up on him. They run him into blind alleys. They force him out wide. And that's what they've been doing with him. And it's down to the manager to change the in-game tactics, and this is what he can't do. We was crying out for PSG. Try something different.
Yeah.
Put Wanyeri in the 10. Put Odegaard in the 8. Put Martinelli down the middle. What have we got to lose? We're losing the tie. We're going out the Champions League. Try something different. No, kept it the same. They cottoned onto him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thomas Frank, Brentford, cottons onto him. Aola cottons onto him. The West Ham manager susses him out. All these fans are going, yeah, but we ain't been beaten, we're by the top 6 teams. But look at the teams below the top 6 we have been beaten by. Yeah? Look how we've performed against West Ham. Last 2 seasons at home at the Emirates against West Ham. Lost. That's consequently put a dent in our title race.
Yeah.
Aston Villa.
Two of those top 6 teams are in 15th and 17th. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying. He can't change his in-game management. This manager cannot change his in-game management. He doesn't gamble. He doesn't take enough chances. He doesn't take enough risks. So therefore, the managers now know exactly how we're going to play. Watch Saka next season. Watch how he gets isolated next season, especially when we've got defensive midfielders all across the line. If he plays with Zubimendi and Rice and men like this, Saka's going to be asked to do a lot of work, and he'll just get. They'll just treble, double up on him.
Yeah. That's pretty much what it is. You just get marked out the game. You just put 2 or 3 players on. And it's quite easy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
you got
crazy.
a point there because I was just trying to figure out. But
No, it's a fair point. But when you get players stagnating in one position, and when you get players out of form,
well, I
mean,
think the whole
Matty knows because he's coach. When you get players playing out of form, you think to yourself, "Hang on a minute, let's try something different here."
Yeah.
Let's try him. Let's put him in the centre of midfield. Let's try him something different. Let's put an arm around his shoulder. Okay, look, I'm going to put you in the centre. You're going to be my main man this week. You're going to play down the centre. You're going to be my main focal point today. Yeah, go out and show me what you can do. And I'm up for that. It's something different. Yeah, he doesn't try that. It's crazy. It's absolutely
facts. But Shane, you want to end on this? Martinelli, keep Sell alone, and thank you very much for your time. Thanks for the redirect, and big up to you every time, man. You be spitting facts.
Yeah, no, time. Martinelli. Yeah, let him go. It's very hard to make a case for any player because you always think about. You know what? It'd be funny. I'd like to do one of these if it was a hypothetical new manager keep Sell alone. You know what I mean? Because if you had a new manager, to be a lot of them that you'd say, you know what, keep him, because I think a new manager would get a song out of him like Zinchenko, keep him because a new manager will play him in a 10. But Martinelli, if you can get money for him, yes. Because there's rumours going around that we're offering Trossard more money. I don't know how real they are, but I heard rumours that we're offering him more money.
That's madness.
But not an extension, just more money. It's not even an extension. That's what I heard. It's not even an extension. It's just more money. Make that make sense. Now, I don't know if it's real or not, but I did hear that off a few people. But no, Martinelli, you have to let him go. If anything, just for him. Because like DJB said, he'll blossom somewhere else. He is a good player.
Yeah,
he's just nullified. He's out of position for one thing. He was a striker when he came, and just for him, he needs a fresh start. He needs to get out from this manager who's going to ruin him. But I'd let him go because he's one of the only sort of valuable assets. He's one of the only ones that you can still get decent money for. So I would let him go if we were signing another winger, and then I'd keep Trossard as a bench player because that's all he really is a bench player. Where I don't think Martinelli's a bench player. So I'd get rid of him, get a top winger, and then keep Trossard as a bench player. But I think it'd be a win-win, as in you can get money for him. He's on a decent wage, and it'd be good for him as well. Because I do like him as a player. I do like him. Like he's a trier. He works hard for the team and stuff like that. He's not like Havertz, where I just want to get rid of the chap. But with him, I do kind of like him as a player and as a person. He seems like he loves the club and stuff like that. So I'd like him to get a move for his sake. And I think he's the only sort of valuable asset we have, or one of them, the only valuable assets we have. And he's never going to improve under this manager. He's only going to get worse. He's only going to get worse under this manager, and that's a shame. But so I'd get rid of him. But listen, I do have to bounce. I got to be up in 6 hours. So I'm
big up, Shane.
Big up to Rashid for having me on as always.
Good to see you, brother.
Matty, of course, is always a pleasure. Aaron, cheers for coming on that bruised banana earlier, and same to Normski, absolute gentleman. DJB, always a pleasure, and the chat, absolute legends. You've been bouncing around channels today and showing your support, which means the absolute world to us. So make sure you sub to everybody on the panel, including myself. And I'll be back tomorrow morning for the full Irish breakfast at 10:30.
Full
Big up
Irish.
to everybody.
Just before
OIRISH,
I might start spelling it that way. I've already started saying it that way when Lee started doing it, going to full Irish. It's like, right, it just gets stuck in my head now. And I
Top of the morning to you, Shane. Top of the morning to you.
And before you scoot, Shane, I just want to let you know you and I want to try
He's rage quit.
Him and Aaron get my day started every day because I usually get up around that time. So normally I watch one, then turn around and watch the other. So
perfect for work.
Yep, that's exactly what it is.
Perfect for work.
Good morning, Britain.
Good morning. Good morning.
Hey, listen.
Tomorrow
anybody
morning
in the
it's going
chat,
to be 1-0. I'll wake people up. Don't worry about that tomorrow morning. I've got something lined up. I'll waking your ass up.
Anybody in the chat, you got to tune in to Aaron and Shane in the morning. Trust me, man. The morning flies by. It's like 9 o'clock, and then I look at the clock again. It's 12. Trust me, man. But we're gonna move on. We're gonna be talking about a striker that Arteta bought He's one of the false nines that he thought that it would work for this
False
system somehow. False striker. Jesus, the Antichrist, actually. That's what we're talking about right now. He had maybe 6 months of seeing Gabriel Jesus, and then injury after injury. He is there and there. He's there and here. Scores against Crystal Palace, injured again. I'd sell. I'd bank on him and just sell. Sell it to some Saudi club or something like that. Get a little 20, 25 for him, and we're good to go. But Matty, what's your thoughts on Jesus? I know that he's your favorite player, right? He's your favorite player.
You know what the thing is with Jesus is that I think if we got Jesus for right around 20, 18, 22, 24 million, really don't think it'd be really a big bad issue. But the fact that we paid 50 million for this brother, and he has yet to go over 15 goals a season, and he's been here 3 years, 4 years, 3 years, 4 years, out now, injured, coming off of major surgery. Just had major surgery before that surgery, and had major surgery before that one. We can't move him until December at the earliest. But it goes again to show you this manager will run players down into the ground. And once again, it also shows you he refuses to go out and address an issue. Jesus hadn't scored over 15. I think he might have got 16. And I'm stretching it over at City. Because I don't have it. Yeah, 15 Premier League goals his entire career. And he's been in the Premier League almost 10 years.
Madness.
That is crazy.
It's madness.
That is crazy. He has to be sold. You're going to sell him to get him down in Brazil. Let's get him back home. Get him back home with his family, with his gal. He might need
14 goals, sorry.
14, yeah. We need to get him on down there. Get him over to Botafogo. Esporte Clube Bahia. Get him down there to Vitória. You know, Porto Alegre. He can go there. You know, there's a couple of teams there he can get a fit in. Get him to Santos. Get him back down there. He can go hang out with Neymar. But this has to be gone from here. No more. That experiment's done and dusted. That's another one. That's another waste of time. So, needs to be removed.
Sell him. Send him back. That's what we're saying. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Jesus?
Wow, copy and paste Tomiyasu. Get rid of him. Just rip it up. Don't listen, we're talking about a guy that, to be fair, came to Arsenal Football Club and was very good for 4 months. That was 3 years ago. ... What's he done ever since? Arteta has a lot to say about that, rushing him back. The initial injury wasn't Arteta's fault, but you know, rushing him back numerous amount of times is Mikel Arteta's fault. Definitely at least a major part, I would say. He's finished as a player, absolutely finished. He's on 265k a week. These are facts. They're inarguable. He's not going to be back until November. That's a fact. That's inarguable. Which means he's not a sellable asset until December, and in which time he's going to have he's going to have 18 months left on his deal. Apologies for that. I just sit there and look at him and think, all the way from now, these wages now until the end of, say, December, January. That's what we're looking at. We're looking at 6-7 months there. 1 million a month over that, yeah? If we just cut it, we save ourselves 1 million a month, 7 million just until he gets fit anyway. If we just give the geezer 15 million quid, we save also 265k in wages. He's going to take 7 million pound off of us until he kicks a ball again. That's inarguable fact. Whether you want to hear it or whether you don't want to hear it, he will take 7 million pounds off of Arsenal Football Club before he at least minimum kicks a football. This is just how it is. If you give him 15 million quid now and go, piss off, you're going to be fit in December, sign for whoever you want. There's 15 million. Well, you've saved yourself 7 and not having him from now until December anyway. So really, you're only paying him 7 million quid. That's what I'd do. Do you know what? Just start again. Unfortunately, it looks like we're going to be getting Sesko in, but come on. Be proactive, Arsenal Football Club. Shake up the striker because it's been neglected. We know this. This is the position. The whole forward line has been neglected. So bad. Get Jonathan David in. Free. There you go. You know, you're paying. You'd then be paying about 7 or 8 million off to what's his name, Gabriel Jesus. See, look, I even forget him. I can't even remember what his name is. It's been that long since he's been productive for Arsenal Football Club. I can't even remember it. Just shake up the whole forward line. That's it. You know, for me, he has no place left in Arsenal Football Club. By the time he's fit, he's going to have 18 months left. What do you reckon? We're going to re-sign him? Are we going to re-sign him? No. Do you reckon he's going to come back to his best, whatever that looks like for the football club? No. Why don't we just, unfortunately, go back to 2019 where we're just going rip. The only difference here is, ladies and gentlemen, the only difference here is this is Mikel Arteta's signings, and he's got no one else to blame but himself because he can't go, oh, you know, we had to rip up Mustafi. It was a mess. We had to rip up Kolasinac and Mkhitaryan and Aubameyang and Ozil. Oh, it was a mess. Or what these managers have left us in. This is your mess, sunshine. Your mess, brother. This is your mess. Clean it up. Clean it up. And start off with bye-bye. Don't even wait for a bid to come in. If it comes in December, fair enough. But I wouldn't even be waiting there. Rip it up right now and start saving yourself some money. Get rid of it.
Facts. Like always, man. Like always. DJB has to go. So we're going to end it with Jesus, right?
Yeah, I'm going to talk about Jesus. See, when Jesus come to the club, we was told that this manager's worked with him under Man City. He was falling out of bed at Man City, but we was told that Arteta's going to get the best out of him. You know, pay the money, 50 million. He's worked with him. He's going to create this forward. He's going to score 20 goals a season. And very, very, very quickly, we found out that he wasn't going to be the man under this manager. So for me, Jesus has to go. He's not done what he was meant to do. He's been riddled with injuries. And when he has played, he's kind of played in fits and starts. He hasn't really looked the part. It's a shame, really, because, again, under a decent manager, he would have had potential. And I'm sure he would have had... I'm sure if you'd have put him under Klopp or someone like that, you would have seen Jesus at his best. But under this manager, he's just fallen off of a cliff. And he's now got injuries on top of that. So if you can get 15, 20 million from a Saudi club, get him gone. Because I can't see him playing another game for this football club. I really can't. Especially if we do sign a striker. I can't see him getting another game. He won't get in front of Havertz. He won't get into the new the new favourite Sesko if he signs him. So, get him gone, man. Get him gone. But listen, Rashid, I'm sorry. It's been an absolute pleasure, man, my friend. Thank you for inviting me on. Thank you very much. Always a pleasure to share the screen with legends and big up the chat. And, man, I will see you all soon. But thank you very much, brother. Thank you. And I like this circles and the Arsenal Stadium. It's looking good. It's looking very, very good. Very, very professional. Very professional. But Nortski, pleasure. Matty, Aaron, Shane earlier.
Come on.
Absolute pleasure, my friend. Absolute pleasure.
I'll message you tomorrow, bro.
Let's just hope we've got more positive things to talk about next season. But I can't see it. I can't see it at the moment, my friend. I can't see it.
Trust me. Who can? But yeah, big up. Thanks for being here every time.
Big up, my friends. Big up. Cheers, guys. And I'll speak to you all soon. Matty, I'll speak to you soon. Normski, take care, brother. Yeah, there you go. Cheers, Rashid. Take care.
Cheers. Norms, what's your thoughts on Jesus?
Okay. When we signed Jesus back in 2022, he's been with us now, nearly over 3 seasons. We bought him for 50 mil. As I said, Aaron said that this guy was going to get us 20 goals a season. We was told that you know, he is a number 9, or he wanted to play as a number 9. I haven't seen that happen. 2 knee operations. Played. Well, let's say this: when we got him, did we pay him 260,000 a week at the start of his contract? That was what it was.
I think we did.
I'm guessing then for every goal that this guy has scored, it works out to be £14,444.44. Okay,
Wow.
that's what this guy has cost us. Well, let's just put that in real terms. Basically, this guy, since playing for Arsenal, has scored 18 goals since he signed for this club in the Premier League. 18 goals in the Premier League. That's a striker, guys. His best tally was the first season, 22-23 season, when we was challenging for the league and bottled it, where he got 11 goals. I'm sorry, with the injury record that he's got, you have to sell him. The unfortunate thing is we're not going to be able to sell him this summer because obviously he's recuperating from a knee injury, and that's going to take us right the way till the end of this year. So we probably would have to looking at the January transfer window when we sell him. But I will sell him.
Normski, don't look now. But you got another striker coming in with 13 goals.
Oh shit! Who?
Let me see him, brother. Let me see him.
Sesko.
Not Aldi. It's not going to be Aldi.
You know what, Matty, can I just put this into perspective? We're going to have 750k a week in wages that are considered our strikers, and not one of them can get 15 league goals.
Facts.
Hey, Rashid, they're going for it. That's what I was. Sesko.
Waste of money.
That's how it's gonna be, bro. More money, man. More money, more money, more money, more money.
Waste of money.
More money, more problems, mate.
Yeah, man. Get ready.
Yeah.
Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. Get ready. This
Isle Patmos settings, brother.
I told y'all, Isle of Patmos, man. Isle of Patmos. There's gonna be a lot revealed this coming season, man, and it's gonna shock some folks, and we're gonna have to deal with it. Go ahead, Rashid, because I know who's coming down the pipe next because we're on striker. So go ahead, throw him out there.
Yeah,
get him on out here.
We're talking about a striker that people tell me off the ball.
Oh yeah,
is amazing. Off the ball. It's never on the ball. It's always off the ball. So we got a striker that looks the same as Jesus. That's the thing. There's a pattern here, man. Them, and you know who I'm talking about. Havertz. Keep, sell or loan. Sell every. Listen, I'll be. There you go. Let's go.
Boy, that's funny.
Hulk.
Yeah. Havertz.
Havertz mania.
Gotta be so.
Donkey mania.
Yeah. I mean,
Hulk Hogan.
That is the bane of our existence.
Mate, do you know what, Matty? If Hulk Havertz is still going to be starting up, I'm going to be Sulk Hogan, not Hulk Hogan. I'm going to be Sulk Hogan. That's what I'm going to be going into settings. I'm going to just be like, oh god.
Hey, he's going. Hey, Aaron. God. This manager's going to start him and Cisco. He's going to go 4-4-2 next year.
Yeah.
I've
read something from your favorite channel, AFTV.
Sorry. Go on.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Whoever Arsenal sign, Kai Havertz will start the season at first choice number 9. He'll probably play a lot of more games than many expect. That's what it says, and I believe it. I'll be real. I believe it. 65 million. There's no way you're putting him on the bench. 65 fucking million.
We gonna
plus
pay for
wages.
That. We paying for that. I told y'all we paying for the sins of that transfer. That will go down in history as the worst financial Arsenal transfer in history. And we've seen some crazy players come through this football club. But this right here, this is one that you feel years down the line. Years. The one plus you do get with Sesko is he's only to 21, 22. So you can at least get something. You know, you can sell him back to Slovenia, sell him the, Chicago Fire somewhere. Somebody get him. But we talking with Havertz. For what we paid, we'll never get that kind of money back.
Yeah. Well, Matt, can I just come in there, right? I think with Sesko, I'd definitely invite him to my mansion because we've got really high ceilings. Yeah. And with Havertz, yeah, I've got a bungalow, yeah. Ceilings are quite low. So, bro, we ain't gonna get much for him.
He's hit his ceiling. His ceiling his ceiling is 13 goals. Again and again and again. We sold Lacazette. Lacazette can play way better than them in the build-up. Let's be real. Lacazette is a baller. We bought another Lacazette. Right now, we're in initial talks with Sesko, and we've got Gyökeres waiting there. There's no Man United because they ain't got Champions League. Barcelona can't pay the money that we pay, and other teams don't need a striker. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Havertz? Keep, sell, alone.
Well, I actually disagree with everyone. I think he's a fantastic striker and he's an asset to this football club.
He's taking the piss. Y'all don't believe
that?
Yeah.
Nah.
Why is that, Aaron? Why is that?
Well, you know, he's really good off the ball.
Well,
Don't forget, his off the ball management is good. Off the ball, he's pretty good. That when he's not on when he's on the ball, he's not as good as he is.
I was going to ask you.
I think he's really good. I think he's fantastic. You know,
he's got movement.
He's got movement, really right? Good.
He's
really good. I mean, he's put on a lot of muscle. You know, he's looking very Hulkamania-esque. You know, I think he's an asset to any football club, really, for 65 million, 280k a week. Obviously, if you haven't already told, I'm talking out my rectum, and I completely believe the opposite. I think he's the biggest waste of money I've ever seen. I think for 65 million, it just typifies us getting Chelsea out of jail for their transfers yet again. I think it typifies why are we going and signing Chelsea rejects again? Why are we making poor signings again? I mean, Havertz is again yet the epitome of Mikel Arteta's talent ID, and that is pathetic. In the basement, down the drain, bottom of the barrel. Shall we continue with the superlatives? It's just ridiculous. It is just an embarrassing signing, isn't it? When you deep it, what's he actually done for us? You can say that actually copy and paste it for everyone. None of them's done anything for us. At least some of them shown promise. Oh yeah, but you know, Havertz has shown promise. Oh yeah, he's just the third midfielder that we've decided to play up front because we actually done it with ESR 4 years ago at Villarreal. And this is what this manager does. He don't learn. Oh, yeah, well, I'll tell you what, we'll play ESR at false 9. Did that work? No. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll play Kai Havertz. He said about a week after signing him, Mikel Arteta, guess what? Oh, yeah, he's a midfielder. So you play him up front because you realise he's a shit midfielder. You play him up front. You realise he's not that good up front either. So in the crucial games, i.e. Aston Villa, you play him back in midfield where you know he's shit because you played him up front for a reason because you can't play him midfield. We lose the league. We lose 2-0. But yet he's still in the squad. And then guess what you go and do? You sign Mikel Merino, who guess what? Is a fucking shit midfielder, and you play him up front, and he does a little bit better in midfield, and then you drag him back into midfield, and then he's shit again. We've seen this story, this record just going around and round. The story, we've read the book. The pages are torn. We've just been here time and time again. The record player is busted. Like, come on, Mikel Arteta. We've all seen it. We've read the same narrative, copy and paste, different positions, different everything. It's the same old story. Mikel Arteta does the same thing over and over and over again. Einstein FC, guess what? It's just a definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. What different does he do? What different does he do? He just does exactly the same things over again. Who would on this panel and in this chat, and I'm actually going to give you a serious thing here. I'm joking, but not joking. Who would be surprised if at some stage next season Zubimendi played up front? I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be.
I
wouldn't
wouldn't
be
be.
surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. The very fact that Arsenal needed a striker last summer, we signed a left back, we signed a centre back and played him left back. We signed a central defensive midfielder, and there was a conversation to be had on which one of the two is going to play up front for Arsenal Football Club. Tells you every single thing you need to know about this manager.
Yeah.
Waste of space.
Fun fact,
Would I sell or would I keep? I would sell in a heartbeat. It's the strongest sell I've ever known in my life. Get rid. Just get away. Shoo. Go away.
Fun fact, Aaron. This is the first season we had a striker score under 10 goals since 1983. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. It's around that time.
We weren't even called Arsenal then. Bro,
Yeah,
we weren't even called Arsenal then, Matty.
It was Woolwich.
There you go.
We've probably changed names 3 or 4 times since then because we had Royal Arsenal, we had the Arsenal, we had Woolwich Arsenal.
Dial Square. Thank you.
We probably had 2 or 3 name changes. We had about probably 7 or 8 badge changes.
Hey, there's probably just some guys that got together on Wednesday night. Hey, fam, what you doing? Now let's play some ball.
Exactly.
Charlie, call up Timmy, call up Johnny. Let's go, man. You got the bag? Yeah, you got the sack there. Let's go.
Come on.
Yeah, let's go.
100%, man. 100%. But it is what it is with this manager. We move on. We're going to end it. Well, we're not going to end it. There's a little surprise at the end. Trossard, keep, sell, or loan. In my opinion, I like Trossard. I'll be real. He's a good player. He's techie on the ball.
Rashid, the little surprise isn't another fucking bomber from Fabrizio Romano saying Sesko medical. Is it? Is it past the surprise? End the stream now. I'm not ready for that kind of surprise.
Nah.
Not.
The surprise will be, in fact, I was going to say, let's say it. Why not? Sesko will be getting more money than 300k a week. That's what I'm hearing. I'm not saying it's 100% true, but he'll be getting big money when it comes to this stuff.
Hold on, I got you coming. Just bear with me, y'all. Just bear with me. Keep talking. I got some coming.
Yeah. Do you know, I'll jump on that while Matt is waiting. Yeah, I cannot wait to guess what? It's another reason why Arsenal will probably pay Sesko somewhere near that region. Guess why? Because any agent will go, what's your striker on? What's your highest earner on? And they'll go, oh, funny you should say that. Our highest earners are strikers.
Yeah.
They are on 280k a week in Kai Havertz, and they're on 265 in Gabriel Jesus. And now you're signing us to be better than them. Okay, we'll have more wages than them, please.
Hey, here you go. Let me bring it. I had to get our goat, our screaming goat. I don't know if y'all can. Did y'all hear? Did y'all hear the screaming goat?
No,
y'all can hear the screaming goat. Let me turn. You'll hear him now. There you go.
I didn't hear it.
Didn't hear it.
Y'all still can hear my screaming goat?
No.
Hold on, wait a minute, man. So
come on, Matty. This is your domain, you superstar. What's going on?
What is the goat is, man? No, the goat is loud.
Matty, you're the goat at this. What's going on, man?
Here we go.
He's doing an adverts.
You still can't hear the goat?
No.
Oh.
I gotta get these sound effects sorted out. Then I've been having trouble with my audio, so let me get these sound effects sorted out, man. Fix that. All right, well, we'll pass on.
No. I want to hear the goat.
The goat's dead, man. I can't.
I
I can't get the audio. Can't get the audio.
100%, man. 100%. But Aaron, what's your thoughts on? What's your thoughts on Trossard? We'll get back to Matty in a bit. He's dealing with some technical issues. Yeah. But what's your thoughts on Trossard?
Yeah, he's had another again okay-ish-esque season. Do you know who Trossard reminds me of? He reminds me of a Shaqiri for Liverpool. Yeah. You know, that sort of player that just comes in, does a little job, but he really does remind me of that player, minus the trophies.
But he's not the answer.
But yeah, I'll sort of copy and paste ish my answer to Martinelli, and that is it's stale. It's stale.
Did you hear the goat? Yeah. Did you
No.
hear the goat? All right, hold on. We're gonna try one more time. One more
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, one more time.
Y'all still ain't got it.
No.
I know something wrong if y'all didn't hear that. All right, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Let me give you something to fix.
Well,
I'll
mate,
fix
has a quick look. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's just that left hand side is a little stale, isn't it? It just is. You know, one of them I could bear keeping. Of the two, if you had a gun to my head, I'd probably keep Martinelli only because of an age thing. But then, if you also said to me you need money, I'd sell Martinelli. I'd sell obviously Martinelli as well. It's a real. Ideally, I'd sell both of them because I think that whole department needs shaking up. It's just one of them things when if you're asking me outright, what would I do? Which actually you are, I'd sell him. Do I think Arsenal will? No. I reckon they'll bottle it. Maybe they'll sell one of them, and Trossard probably would be the one. But yeah, I'd personally sell Trossard. It's done. It's done. He's come in. He's done his thing. It nearly worked out. It didn't. Stale, boring, dull. Get me something new.
I hear that. Matty's still dealing with technical issues.
I can. You can hear me on my microphone. I just
Tell
trying
us.
to figure out why y'all can't hear my system. But
Tell
Trossard is a classic example of someone who he arrived to this football club and he was doing well, and then the manager just benched him.
Yeah.
I mean, you totally killed the momentum, and so he's never been able to really gain that back. And so for the last couple of years, he's bit part. He's become a bit part player. If the right price comes in for him, I would probably look at moving him on.
What's the right price to Matty? May I ask?
I mean, pretty much, I'm not turning down anything.
Has he got a year left?
We're talking what? 25, 30?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know.
that's
We'll
good
get that.
money. If we getting that, if we getting 25, 30, that's good money. He's got to go right there on the spot.
I mean, if it comes from the Saudi league, yeah. But he's got a year left on his contract, hasn't he? 26. I mean, I know there's talk about increasing his wages, but I'm trying to figure out is it his wages or they're trying to extend his contract on improved wages.
What about now?
I don't know.
Yeah, I still can't hear the go.
No.
I don't know what's going on. My audio's going crazy today. Yeah, it just works. So something's off somewhere.
The mutants have got you, man. The mutants have got you.
Yeah, 100%. The mutants got you. But yeah, 100%. Look, we're going to be talking about now. We're going to end it with this. Thank you for everyone that listened, everyone that tuned in today. Big up to everyone that redirected. Aaron, Shane, Northside, of course. You know what I'm saying? Big up to them. And Matty's been through this. Like, you've been through the whole stream. How long will we be streaming? What, like 3 hours? Big up to everyone, man, that's locked in. But we're going to end it with this, yeah? Any Jamaican brothers that is in the chat, do not be biased, okay? No. Arsenal above all. Remember that. Arsenal above all. If he was an Algerian player, I wouldn't be biased, okay? Let's be fair on this player. Sterling. Unnecessary. Didn't see him much. Even when we were losing, even when we needed more strikers, more forward players, nothing really changed. Do you know what I'm saying when it came to Sterling? But Matty, Sterling, would you keep Sterling? Would you just send him back to Chelsea, keep him as the 5th striker or whatever he is at Arsenal? I think he should go Crystal Palace, in my opinion. It's about time.
I'll tell you exactly where you should go. Home.
With ET.
Yeah, he should go home. He's done.
Sterling, go home.
I mean, he could get him a gig down at Liga MX at one of them teams way at the bottom of the table. But he's done. He's washed. And it happens. It happens to all the players. Some people get it quick. Some people get it delayed. Some people, it comes out of nowhere. He a slow decline for the last 3 or 4 years of his career. And I mean, he's got the accolades and honors, but it's time to shut it down now. He offered absolutely nothing for us this year.
100%.
Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. Once again, whose idea was it to bring him in? The manager.
Mhm.
So we're gonna keep going back to this manager over and over and over and over and over. This manager, man, and until that gets rectified, it's gonna be more of the same. And remember, every year, gentlemen, every year we get a crazy loan, we get a crazy deal, like this something just like what are we doing here? And Sesko ain't what I'm talking about. There's another one coming. We don't know what it is. But you know that they are notorious. This manager's notorious for something crazy. Some wild sign out of nowhere. Merino, for example.
But he scored a header against Germany, mate. Absolute fucking jokes, but okay, yeah, and what? And what?
Yeah,
Do you know
exactly.
everybody that tells me that? And what? I don't understand what this header against Germany is, but yeah, man. Whatever, man. Whatever, bro. But you know, at the end of the day, the tide is turning. I heard that some people sprayed Arteta out on the mural. That's what I heard. But yeah, man. Aaron, what's your thoughts on Sterling? Would you keep him?
To be fair, the best thing about Raheem Sterling is the fact that we knew he was going back after a season. And that's the only positive I can make about that signing. It's been a disaster. Just like many of his forward line signings have been disasters. Havertz, who weren't even that and converting, disaster. Marquinhos, a 3/3.5 million disaster. Funny how Marquinhos has gone for a free, and the club that he's gone to for free weren't charitable enough to give us 3.5 million for him like we did. Oh yeah, that's because no one else is a mug like us and pays 3.5 million for a free player. Then you got Williams. Then just he's in with that crowd. He's in with one of the club's worst signings in history, not just Mikel Arteta's. And that's how you know it's bad. Because Mikel Arteta's got his own queue of crap signings.
And we had bad signings, right, Aaron? From 2006 to
Sterling's up there. He's up there. He's a belly flop. He's a belly flop. He is that British geezer that has got a gut, a super gut on him. That's been drinking 15, 20 Stellas a day for maybe 30, 35 years. Has had a bit too much to drink. He's trying to show off on holiday in front of the pool and just does a big gazumping belly flop. That is the performance over a season for Raheem Sterling. Huge belly flop. Top board belly flop. Ridiculous. I can't wait for him to go.
I hear that, bro. That's the equivalent for Sterling. Norms, what's your thoughts on Sterling? I was waiting for that, you know. I was talking about you when I was talking about don't be biased. Don't be biased.
Busy.
It's not fair. It's not fair.
Listen,
it's not fair for the club.
Normski and Sterling are tight, you know.
As Sterling's agent, I refuse for you guys to talk like that about him. Okay, he's a great
robbed. Arsenal robbed.
How much did you earn out of that deal, Norm?
It's not quite. It's not quite worked out. To put it in simple terms, it hasn't quite worked out for Sterling at the Arsenal. Mikel, you lied. You lied, man. You said when you picked up that phone call and heard you knew he was the one. No, man, you lied. You lied. And I don't know, out of him and Willian, who was the worst? I mean, I don't really know. But yeah, what's a way? Listen, I know we only paid a bit part of his wages, but it was a waste. You know, I mean, on that day, deadline day, we was hoping that we'd have somebody come in, and all they could offer us is Sterling. That just sums up our season, doesn't it? Sterling.
100%, man.
Chelsea rejects. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, look, he's gone, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? He won't be coming back.
Yeah, it's not fair. It's not good enough. But yeah, man, I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed this show. Like and subscribe to the Mandem, of course. Like and subscribe to me. And yeah, Matty, thank you very much for being here. You know,
Absolutely, bro.
what you got coming up? You want to tell the brothers what you got coming up?
Saturday we will be there for tomorrow morning I'll be on with tomorrow afternoon, brother. I'll be on with Views tomorrow. Then Saturday, Champions League final, and then Sunday we'll be closing it out with DJB. And then I think I'm trying to get to 5,000. I want to get to this 5,000 before the season ends. So we'll do at the end of the year show. And that's it, man. I am going on vacation. Vacation. I am sick of this team.
Hey, we would love to see you in Madrid. I know you heard about the vacation that we're supposed to have. I hope so. And copy and paste to Aaron. I hope you see you in Madrid. But big up to you, of course. You got anything lined up?
Yeah. I mean, tomorrow morning, I'm definitely going to be doing a morning show between 9 and 9:30, depending on what time I wake up and how I wake up. You know, I'll be there. I'm not going to be very happy. Let's get it right. I already know what the show's going to be about. When we finish up here, I'm going to be setting it up so I can just get straight into it in the morning. But yeah, I've got the call-in show as well. Don't forget. I think that's between 8:30.
Love it.
I love
one
a bit
of my
of call-in show.
If
anyone wants to, you know, they're more than willing to jump in. And I've been working very, very, very hard today on a facelift for my Monday show because I love that. That's getting a little bit of a facelift. And there's 3 new shows I've got coming up soon. I'm not going to delve into that just yet. I've worked very hard to get one of them going, and we're not too far away from it. So I'm excited for what's coming up, man. Very, very, very excited for what's coming up. But big up, man.
Like and
Listen,
subscribe,
Rashid,
man.
thank you very much for having me on, brother. You know, I'm grateful,
No,
man.
it's
You're
always
an
love,
absolute
man.
geezer. Appreciate it. Chat, come on. What we saying here? Give Rashid some love, like and subscribe. The same with Matty. If this geezer don't get to 5K before the end of the season or whenever it's targeted, it's criminal. Matty's Matty, man. I mean, come on. It's criminal. Let's get this geezer to 5K. It's a fucking joke that he's still on 4. And my brother over here, man. Criminally undersubbed, by the way. Criminally undersubbed is Normski. He deserves way more.
Underrated.
Geezers. I've got a lot of time and respect for Normski. Come on, chat. Go over and sub to this geezer.
Yeah, I need to check out more content, but obviously United goes busy. But where I can just do an impromptu live, I will do that like I did today in the park, live in the park, talking about the disrespect with Thierry Henry and certain cartoon character having a go at him. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But yeah, so big up to the chat, big up to you, Rashid, always. And to the rest of the panel, Aaron doing his bits. Shows, obviously Aaron's got his calling show, so I'm going to jump on where I can. And then on Saturday evening, I'm on the show with DJ B. And then obviously Monday, the new revamped show with Aaron, Weekend Hangover. And it's just a merry-go-round at the moment. And then I have my shows on a Wednesday, 6:30 p.m. What's Going On podcast show, just speaking with other fans about their club. And obviously we're going to be delving a lot into the transfer window to see who we get. And unfortunately, it looks like we're getting the supermarket. So that's what it is.
Yeah.
Tesco's limited.
We're shopping from Aldi. You know what I'm saying? Like it's penny pinching, fucking hell. But in it, mate.
Hold it, boy. Hey, that's it, that bro. You kind of save a couple of nickels. That's it, man. Yeah.
We're saving food stamps. That's what we're on. Food stamps.
Just quickly, Matty. Have you got the streaming goat sorted?
I have not got this sorted. I've got to figure this out. Yeah, I got to figure this out, man. I got to get this right. I got to have this ready to roll by the weekend. Yeah.
Get it sorted, man. Get it sorted.
But I'm hearing Matty, someone in the chat by the name of Nico is saying you love blonde Swedish girls.
Nico need to take his ass to bed. I don't know what he's talking about. He need to go and take his ass. It's past his bedtime.
Man, trying to get in trouble, man.
There you go.
Oh, Matty, man.
Big up, man. Big up to everyone that was on the stream, of course. Big up to DJ B, Shane, Northside, all the man them, bro. Big up, man. And we're out, people. Hey, like and subscribe. I'm like 100 away from 1K. So like and subscribe, man. Them like and subscribe to Southern Gooner. How is he not on 5K? Aaron, how is he not on 2K? Norms, how is he not on 1K, bro? Big up to everyone, man. You get me? Yeah. We're the army. You get me? We're coming for Arteta. That's what I'm saying. We're coming for Arteta. Yeah, we're not stopping. Can't stop, won't stop. You get me? Yeah, you know that one. You know that one. No Diddy. No Diddy. But big up, man. Everybody out, including the set piece coach. Fuck him too.